Bienvenidos a Miami. Welcome to South Florida, where is it really all about the U? Or is it all about sophomore sensation quarterback Ja'Cory Harris as the Hurricanes take on a very sticky Clemson Tiger opponent and one of the most complete players in the country, C.J. Spiller. In between Miami and Fort Lauderdale, welcome to Landshark Stadium for an ACC battle. The Clemson Tigers come in 3-3 against the number 10 team in the BCS, the Miami Hurricanes. This is ESPN on ABC College Football, and the very latest news on the ACC, beginning with the Atlantic Division. Now, the leaders there, Boston College, outside the conference today. They're in South Bend taking on the Fighting Irish, so Clemson with a chance to move into a tie with BC for the top spot in the Atlantic. In the Coastal, it's official. Georgia Tech has moved to 5-1 with a victory over the Cavaliers, knocking Virginia out of the top spot where they had been unbeaten in ACC play. The Hurricanes with a chance to move into a tie with Virginia Tech at 3-1. Hello again, everybody. Welcome. Along with Brian Greasy, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you very much for joining us. You know, they always say it's about the U here in South Florida. Well, if the biggest single reason this team is back to national prominence, at least maybe the biggest single reason, has to be Ja'Cory Harris.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Harris has really powered the resurgence for this Hurricane program. You know, a lot of people forget he's just a sophomore making his 9th start, but he has the ability to make plays with his feet, with his arm. He is a special player. A little hiccup in Blacksburg. You know, they lost early in the season, but since then he's completing 70% of his passes, 11 touchdowns on the year. He is a big part of this Miami program.
And Brian, what makes this such an intriguing matchup is we really don't know which Clemson team is going to show up. Last week they looked like the best team in the country in dismantling Wake Forest. They've had some tough losses also, but one thing about them that's steady all year has been their defense.
Yeah, really two issues that Miami's going to have with this Clemson team: defense and special teams. Clemson comes in ranked 11th in the country in defense, second in the ACC. They are going to be all over and trying to harass Ja'Cory Harris today. And then probably the X factor today is special teams for Clemson and C.J. Spiller. He is the third-ranked return man in the country as far as kickoffs, and anytime he touches the football, he has the opportunity to go the distance. You see here, he is just determined to make a play on special teams. He and Jacoby Ford are the two fastest players on this Clemson team. They could present problems for the Hurricanes.
This is going to be two of the fastest teams you'll see all season long in college football, the Hurricanes and the Tigers. But today, these players also take the field with a heavy heart. We'll explain when we return to Miami.
This telecast is presented in high definition on ESPNU HD by Comcast.
There is one of the most dramatic entrances in college football following Sebastian the Ibis as the Hurricanes run through the smoke in front of their home fans at Landshark Stadium on a typical South Florida late October kind of day. Little hot, little humid. We had some rain blow through the area earlier and still about a 20 to 30% chance of some showers, although right now the beautiful skies over South Florida. Well, the news of Jasper Howard's stabbing death in Connecticut hit all of college football hard, but it really hurt in Miami, where Howard went to Edison High School in the downtown Miami area. And fellow Red Raider Chris Chancellor will wear number 6 today in Jazz's honor. And players from both sides honoring him. Corey Bell was his high school coach at Edison at the time, now the director of football ops. And you will see reminders of Jazz Howard all over this field today from players on both sides, including Ja'Cory Harris, wearing that eye black in memory of a former high school opponent. Jasper Howard was only 20 years old. And today, unfortunately, his UConn teammates losing in the last minutes to West Virginia. What an emotional game that had to be for them. As you take a look at both coaches, Randy Shannon and Dabo Swinney, this is one of the youngest coaching matchups, Brian, in the country. Swinney not even 40 years old.
No, they are. They've really risen fast, and Randy Shannon has been given the reins here at the University of Miami, as well as Dabo Swinney in his first year at Clemson. Opportunity today in a big matchup.
Well, this is, I have to admit, we were kind of hoping the game would start this way from the selfish point of view. You see the numbers on C.J. Spiller, his all-purpose numbers, the #1 ACC player ever in all-purpose yardage. And at 37 yards per kickoff return, he's busted 2 already. Here we go. And he will get a chance. at the 5. And you see the shifty moves to make something out of not much, only about a 20-yard return. He had to run about 35 yards to get it done. As we take a look at the quarterback, Kyle Parker. Unusual, only one of 3 quarterbacks with 150 attempts with less than 50% completion percentage.
You know, he's starting to get more comfortable in this offense. He's a baseball player first, but this is only his 7th start for the Clemson Tigers, and he needs to get off to a good start on the road in a hostile environment.
He's an outstanding baseball player, also played a couple of years already for the Tiger team. From the 25, here we go with the first play. And they go to Ford. This is a player they want the ball in Jacoby Ford's hands as often as possible, Brian, as we take you through the Clemson impact players.
And there you saw senior wide receiver Jacoby Ford. He'll be the fastest kid on the field today. He's got 8 touchdowns of 50 yards or more in his career. If he gets in the open field, it's lights out. Daquan Bowers, a defensive end, a 19-year-old sophomore, is the #1 recruit in the nation out of high school. He leads this team with 3 sacks, and DeAndre McDaniel is tied for the lead with interceptions in the NCAA and is a leading candidate for the Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC.
First pass of the game is caught, and a first down and a lot more for Clemson. And Spiller with that world-class speed, and there's a first down for the Tigers into Hurricane territory.
And this is what Dabu Sweeney and this Clemson team needs to do early in the game. Get some short pass completions to get their young quarterback Kyle Parker into the game. You're going to see he comes out of the backfield, Spiller does, on Daryl Sharpton, the linebacker, number 50, and that is a mismatch that Miami does not want to have in this football game.
Sam Shields, the former wide receiver, finally shoved him out of bounds after a gain of 30. A lot of motion by the Tigers as they go to Jamie Harper, who's wearing number 17 today instead of his usual number 8. We'll explain that story a little bit later on, but he gets no gain there. Second down and 10.
Early in this game, Billy Napier, the offensive coordinator for Clemson, going with a little bit of no huddle. Clemson, I like this. On the road in this environment, take the crowd out of it, get a rhythm and a tempo for your offense.
Last time the Tigers played in South Florida, the Hurricanes' home stadium was the Orange Bowl. Parker Young with a room to run. He'll take the other way out. Is it a catch? No. Ruled out of bounds, trying to get it again to Jacoby Ford, who has 26 catches, and Sharpton on the coverage there.
They talk about Kyle Parker. He likes to get out of the pocket right there. You have to have awareness as a wide receiver, and as a senior, Jacoby Ford, his momentum just took him a little bit too far outside.
And you mentioned the crowd noise. Of course, this stadium has had its share of memorable football games with bowl games, the Miami Dolphins, and 2 World Series championships for the Florida Marlins. So it's gotten loud in here quickly on 3rd and 10. From the empty backfield set, middle's open, first down for Clemson. Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Good-looking throw, and what great time Parker had there.
Oh, man, it's one of the things Miami has struggled with all season, have getting no pressure on the quarterback. You see right here, Kyle Parker has nobody within the vicinity of him, and I don't care how many starts you've had in college. If you have that much time and that's secure in the pocket to throw the football, good things are going to happen.
6th catch of the year for the junior, Xavier Dime. Clemson. This drive started at their own 25. First straight-ahead run play for Spiller, and the Canes are waiting for him. Didn't get anything there. They've got Andre Ellington, actually, number 23, with the catch. So we take a look at the Hurricanes starting defense at the top of your screen. And a change there. Josh Holmes getting the start today, Brian, over Allen Bailey.
The Hurricanes have had a lot of injuries on their defensive line and had to plug some guys in that younger players, freshmen and sophomore, but they're getting some players back on that defensive front, but not much pressure here early in the game.
7th play of the drive coming up. Never a bad idea to give it to C.J. Spiller. He makes about 5 or 6 happen there. And will set up 3rd down, make it maybe closer to 4. Colin McCarthy in on the stop there, the leading tackler for the Hurricanes.
This Clemson team will try to get C.J. Spiller the ball in all variety of ways, running the football, screens as you saw there, in play action, reverses. We've seen one with Jacoby Ford already, keeping this Miami defense off balance. A big 3rd and 6 here.
And Spiller on the sideline. Parker under pressure off the back foot, incomplete. Trying to get it once again to Dye. Coverage that time by Sam Shields. Sets up 4th down and 6.
Miami decides to come with an all-out cover 0 pressure. They bring everybody. Everybody's manned up across in the secondary. Kyle Parker reads it and anticipates Dye coming on a slant route inside, and Dye went outside. A little miscommunication there between wide receiver and quarterback. That was a chance for a big play.
Richard Jackson, 15 out of 20 on the year, as you see, and 41 yards, well within his range. And it is wide to the right. 2 words that Miami football fans are very fond of. Our apologies to our Tallahassee audience. So you get a first opportunity at Ja'Cory Harris, Dabo Swinney's big focus in this ball game as Clemson misses the field goal early.
This is 5-Hour Energy. If 5-Hour Energy were a car, it would be this. Fast, exhilarating, taking you from groggy to, oh yeah, in a hurry. This is coffee. If coffee were a car, it would be this. It'll get you where you want to go, eventually.
Hey, Pop.
Hey, Steve, want to trade?
Nope. Nice car.
5-Hour Energy. What's driving you?
Highly touted prep stars led by Austin Rivers and Michael Gilchrist look to put on a show as they hit the hardwood for the AAU Super Showcase.
He's one of those teenage phenoms that we talked about.
Tonight at 7 on ESPNU.
IRS problems? A tax relief agreement can help you. What you're about to see, and here is real.
I settled my tax debt for $800. This IRS tax relief program.
Mom, what's wrong?
Oh, Eddie, we've got to come up with some money or we'll lose the ranch.
But Mom, don't you get structured settlement payments every month?
I do, son, but the amount I get just isn't enough. We need a lump sum of cash to pay it off.
We need cash now, girl. Go get help.
If you get structured settlement or annuity payments and need cash now, all you have to do is call J.G. Wentworth. We'll pay you a lump sum of cash for your long-term payments. We've helped thousands. We'll help you too. Get cash for your settlement or annuity payments. Call J.G. Wentworth.
What is it, girl?
Mom, she's back.
It is Ring of Honor weekend for the Miami Hurricanes, and that, an inductee for sure, Jim Kelly. He wore number 12 in his time at Miami. And he'll keep an eye on the number 12 that's wearing right now, Ja'Cory Harris, the outstanding sophomore from Miami, Northwest High School, and their nationally known program. Greg Cooper is the tailback, back from injury. And we talked quite a bit about this Clemson defense over the past couple of days, but let's go through the Hurricanes impact players, Brian.
Well, you'll see Greg Cooper, but you also see Javaris James, and their ability to rush the football effectively, take pressure off Ja'Cory Harris will be big in this game. James averages 5 yards a carry coming in. One guy helping him will be senior left tackle Jason Fox. He has 2 jobs today: open up holes in the running game and neutralize the excellent pass rush at Clemson. And then defensively, keep an eye on number 50, Daryl Sharpton. That senior leader, he'll be all over the field chasing C.J. Spiller today.
Second and long for Harris. Little delay to Cooper. You know, a lot of talk about Javaris James as a tailback, but Cooper wants to remind everybody that he's a part of this team. He's been hurt, hasn't played in every game.
Yeah, he's excited to be back out on the field, and he is the more physical back out of the 2. He will run between the tackles, and you see here this Clemson defense comes in rated number 2 in the ACC, and Miami's going to challenge him up front right off the bat.
You only give up about 122 yards per game on the ground. We have 3rd down and a little less than a yard, maybe about a yard to go here. Damian Barry now at the tailback spot, number 20. That's Johnson, the tight end, in motion. They'll go to Barry, and he'll have a 1st down and get through to the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Kevin Alexander, but that's a pickup of 7 and a Hurricanes first down.
And this is encouraging for Miami early in the football game. 3rd and 1.5 to come out with your offensive line and be physical up front. Establish the line of scrimmage. That's an attitude, and early in this game, it's a good sign for the Hurricanes.
Cooper back in as we show you at the top of your screen above the score, the Hurricanes starting lineup. One change today, Joel Figueroa back in at the guard position. He one of many Hurricanes. He's missed times this year with injuries, yet this team 5-1. Staying on the ground with Cooper and running right up the middle. Nothing at all fancy here, at least in the first 4 plays, Brian.
Well, I think the new offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, is coming in from the NFL, from the Philadelphia Eagles last year. This is his first year here, and he's done a lot of different things offensively that have been different here at Miami. But first and foremost, he understands from the NFL days that you have to rush the football first. And I think his game plan today is to rush the football and set up the pass. In the past, it's been pass to set up the run here at Miami. He's got a little different approach.
And Whipple also was with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the early days of Ben Roethlisberger. Worked with him. Harris's first pass of the game. What a one-handed catch at the 40-yard line. Leonard Hankerson. And he runs out of bounds into Clemson territory at the 36. That's a 15-yard gain. McDaniel pushed him out.
Well, and you can see that right there. It's the play action hard off of, you run 5 running plays in a row. Then you come back with the play action. A great throw here by Harris and an even better catch by Hankerson. They're going to have to make some tough catches like that. Clemson is a man-to-man team. You see their number 18, Cresden Butler. He is going to be matched up all day on these young wide receivers from Miami. They have the talent to make plays. They have to make them like that.
Hankerson, who went to St. Thomas, another well-known program, #1 in the country, in fact, out of Fort Lauderdale, is the oldest of that wide receiver group. Harris looking deep. Another great catch out of bounds. That was Aldarius Johnson, one of that Northwestern 7 that has become famous around the country for all being high school teammates who came to the University of Miami. He made a great catch. He's also back from injury, but it's OB.
Well, Aldarius, he is the security blanket for Ja'Cory Harris. When he's in trouble, he's going to throw it to his buddy from high school. Harris just threw it a little bit too far outside. If he throws the ball down the field towards the pylon, give Aldarius an opportunity to go up and get it, he may have had a play.
What about that throwing motion for Harris, Brian? It seems absolutely effortless to me.
It is pretty smooth, isn't it?
Yes.
He's pretty smooth running the ball, too. I know that.
7th play for the Hurricanes here. And again, running up the middle with Greg Cooper, the junior from Memphis, Tennessee. Picked up a couple there. So he'll set up 3rd down and long. Again, Alexander on the stop of the Tigers, along with Cavell Connor, the other linebacker from the outside. Javaris James, not seeing a lot of time early, but the Miami number 8 all-time rusher will certainly see the field. In fact, he only needed 36 more yards to catch Willis McGahee on the Hurricanes list. Cousin of Edgerrin, James, I think he only needed 2 more attempts to tie Edgerrin for attempts on that list. On 3rd and 8, that's a first down for Miami on the slant to Leonard Hankerson, his 2nd catch on the drive.
Well, Miami doesn't want to make a living being in 3rd and 8s against this Clemson defense. They come in with 17 sacks on the year. But right here, against man coverage, you're going to have to run some of these slant routes, get inside. A good route there by Hankerson and a good read by Ja'Cory Harris getting it to the open guy.
This is about what Clemson did, Brian, on their opening drive. They got to about this point and then stalled. We'll see what the Hurricanes do. And Clemson Tigers missed a 41-yard field goal. Blitz this time from Clemson. Harris intercepted. That's McDaniel, his 6th on the season. He now leads the nation. First turnover of the ball game and a 27-yard interception returned by the junior from Tallahassee.
DeAndre McDaniel making a play here. Goes right through the hands. Down here, you got to be able to protect the football.
You want it? We got it.
Get bigger, harder, and stronger with the all-new powerful Tower 200 from Body by Jake. You got a door, you got a gym. Check it out. With the Tower 200, you get up to 200 pounds of explosive resistance delivered through our multi-tension power cords and over 200 killer exercises that push your muscles to the max. No dumbbells, no machines, no memberships. You want bicep curls, chest fly, tricep extension, lat pull down, shoulder press, crunches, squats? No problem. But if you're ready to get crazy, check out the mother of all workouts and our 11-minute body shredding routine that features Randy Couture's MMA-inspired moves like the Warrior, the Demon, the Freak. In just 11 minutes a day, you'll get bigger, harder, and stronger, guaranteed.
This workout is insane.
In seconds, the Tower 200 fits on any door in the house, office, or dorm. Plus, it's padded, so there's no messing up your door.
Get it done and get out.
It's brought to you from Body by Jake and features steel frame construction, arrives 100% assembled, and comes with a lifetime warranty. Call now and get your own Tower 200 with 200 pounds of explosive resistance. Plus, the body shredding drop-down workout chart, instructional manual with 200 killer exercises, Randy Couture's 11-minute Mother of All Workouts DVD, a second drop-down chart focusing on isolation training, a set of ankle straps, and custom padded grips. The Tower 200 will totally transform the way you look and feel. Hey, you get it risk-free for only $14.95.
Are you still not convinced?
Order now, and we'll also include 4 additional Power Pack workouts so you can isolate buys, tries, abs, and chest. Whether you're just starting out or you're hardcore, you get everything you need to succeed. Come on, you can't find 11 minutes a day? Stop sitting around. Get bigger, harder, and stronger in 30 days or your money back. The Tower 200 was made for you. Take control of your life. It's time for you to be the boss. Order now.
Let's go, princess.
Hi, I'm Mike Gleason inside the ESPNU studios. Thanks for watching ESPNU. For more information on this program and other ESPN sporting events, log on to ESPNU.com. We'll return to more action in this event after these messages.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
Attention, if you have diabetes.
If you have diabetes, I have groundbreaking news for you. Citizens Medical has a way for you to test your blood glucose nearly pain-free. Imagine no more pricking your fingers. With this new meter, you can test from a tiny sample taken from your arm so it's virtually painless. And listen to this.
The blood glucose is 105.
This meter talks to you. Seeing and hearing can help you confirm accuracy. And best of all, Citizens Medical can send you one at no cost.
I hated pricking my fingers. With this meter, I test on my arm and I can barely feel a thing. And it even talks to me.
With Citizens Medical, you can have your diabetes supplies delivered to your home. They work with Medicare or your insurance. They handle the paperwork and have nurses certified in diabetes available to answer your questions.
I used to drive to the store to get my supplies, and the paperwork was a hassle.
So we called Citizens Medical, and now his supplies show up at the door, and there's virtually no paperwork.
Call Citizens Medical today and change the way you test.
Warm and humid day in South Florida. Rain showers moved through the area this morning. So far, we've been dry the last few hours. This field is in excellent shape, and it is a fast field. It's cut for 2 fast teams. The grass is short, and we expect to see the speed merchants have a good day today. But right now, it's been the defenses that have held everything off, and the officials have certainly played a part with the amount of penalty yards in this game. Miami with a fairly conservative approach on offense so far. 6th play of this drive coming up. Javaris James in the tailback spot. That's going to be quickly erased after a short gain. Travis Benjamin making the grab there. Preston Butler among the tacklers.
They got an injury. Looks like Jason Fox, their stud left tackle, went down. They cannot lose this guy right here. He's one of our impact players. He's the one that's the leader on this offensive line, both in the running game and the pass game, and he is an integral part of this Miami offense. Maybe he's just shaken up.
Made his 43rd start today. And of course, having that left tackle position, right-handed quarterback, he's the back of the head of the quarterback, really. He's the eyes in the quarterback's head.
And he showed up in Coral Gables from Fort Worth, Texas. He showed up as a freshman and started from day one. That's the kind of talent this kid has. He's a Outland Trophy candidate. He's a big part of this team.
And Miami has had long injury lists as this season has gone on. So 3rd down and 13 for the Hurricanes. And they keep it on the ground. Get it out to the 32-yard line.
And that's a big play there for Miami. People don't realize, you know, you're at the 35 or 37-yard line. You're looking at a 53-yard field goal if you throw an incomplete pass, but you run the draw, you get 7 yards. Now you're looking at a 39-yard field goal, 49-yard field goal, big difference.
And Bosher's long of this season, Matt Bosher, 46 yards. So this would be his best of the season. 6 out of 8 on the year. He is the ACC Special Teams Player of the Week. And he'll have a chance to repeat following that boot. We get our first points of the game on the 49-yard field goal. So Miami, with a conservative approach, gets the Bosher three-pointer to open the scoring in this game early in the second quarter.
Ndamukong Suh, why are we hiding behind this display? Shh. Not hiding. Hunting. What are we hunting? Quarterback. Why are we only wearing Nike Pro Hyper Strong? A hunter only brings what he needs for the hunt.
Nike Pro Combat Hyper Strong, available at Dick's Sporting Goods. Better athlete, better team.
Thursday, X Games 16 kicks off live from LA. Moto superstar Travis Pastrana returns to freestyle as he takes on Blake Williams and Nate Adams in his first of a record-setting 5 events. Then, eyeing a three-peat, Josh Hansen's the man to beat when the starting gate drops for Super X. Plus, the high-flying action of Skate Big Air. Nobody sees X before it happens at X. X Games 16 starts Thursday at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Attention, the anti-acne drug Accutane is a very dangerous drug. If you or a loved one took Accutane and now have inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or your colon has been removed, call attorney Jonathan Fontenot.
If you ever took Accutane or one of these generic versions and you now suffer from any of these conditions, call the Jonathan Fontenot Law Firm right now.
Several juries have recently awarded millions of dollars to Accutane victims, including awards of $7 million, $8.6 million, and $10.5 million. Call the Jonathan Fontenot Law Firm right now to see if you may qualify for financial compensation. If you or a loved one has taken any of these drugs and were injured, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you or a loved one took Accutane and now suffer from IBD, Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis, call 1-800-722-2870. 1-800-722-2870.
Hi, I'm Mike Gleason inside the ESPNU studios. Thanks for watching ESPNU. For more information on this program and other ESPN sporting events, log on to ESPNU.com. We'll return to more action in this event after these messages.
IRS problems? A tax relief agreement can help you. What you're about to see and hear is real.
I settled my tax debt for $800. This IRS tax relief program really did do what it's designed to do.
We owed the IRS over $134,000. Our attorney recommended that we use an IRS tax relief agreement.
Saved us $122,000. Thousands of taxpayers across the nation have settled their tax debt for less than what they owed.
We needed help fast.
And the IRS accepted our offer, and we settled our tax debt for only $6,008.
This is now your opportunity to get a fresh start and settle your back taxes for less than what you owe.
I owed the IRS over $47,000 and I qualified for the IRS tax relief program. It enabled me to finally settle my tax debt for only $3,800.
Yes, you can do something about your IRS tax problems, and yes, the IRS tax relief agreement can help you.
For a free
consultation, call 888-775-9482 now. Attention parents and grandparents of young children. Have you received this special notice from Gerber Life? If not, you're urged to call this toll-free number now because Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. It's easy to help your child get off to a good financial start for just pennies a day. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now. Or you can apply right now over the phone if you'd like. The Grow Up Plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost. Later on, your child can buy more, up to $100,000 in total protection, regardless of their health or job, 10 times the original amount. The Grow Up Plan also builds cash value over time that you can borrow from later. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day. Don't wait. Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-672-0539. Help give your child the financial head start they deserve. Call now for your free information.
ESPN's college football on ABC. Brought to you by Dodge Ram, the truck that never backs down from a challenge. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And AT&T, your world delivered.
That Heisman Trophy belongs to Gino Torretta. And, of course, the Hurricanes had another Heisman Trophy winner in Vinny Testaverde. And you may have seen a shot of the National Championship Trophy. And, Brian, people were talking about Ja'Cory Harris as a guy, maybe not this year, but in the future, who could get that trophy.
Early in the season, he certainly looked the part.
He'll take the first deep shot for Miami. And almost caught at the 40-yard line. That is Hankerson down there trying to make the grab. He has a couple of catches already. Good coverage by Chris Chancellor.
And Chris Chancellor, the young man that's playing for his wearing number 6 in honor of Jazz Howard. He's playing Inspire today.
Well, it's time for a new feature here called Greasy's the Word. It's got mood, it's got meaning. And why hang time?
Well, hang time. We talked with Randy Shannon, and he said a key to this game, his punter and kicker, getting some hang time on their kicks and punts and allowing their coverage units to get down on C.J. Spiller and Jacoby Ford. We'll see how they do right here.
And good luck with that. And you know what? That is high. Great kick. Spiller, fair catch at the last second. He had a Miami defender who could smell his breath at the 29-yard line, so that worked out perfectly for the Canes.
And that's exactly what Randy Shannon wanted. He's going to come over there and congratulate him. That's exactly what he wants. High in the air. Don't allow these guys any space to catch the ball and make a move. That plan worked perfectly there.
47-yard punt, so the Tigers will take over. You know, it's funny. I don't know what kind of a game. It was hard to figure these things out, Brian, but I guess we shouldn't be too terribly surprised this is a low-scoring football game considering the talent on the defensive side.
No, two good defenses. We knew about Clemson coming in on defense, 11th in the country, but Miami's ranked 25th in the country, so this is not surprising.
It's a different-looking formation for Clemson here. Parker, plenty of time. Got a man open. Just missed Spiller at around the 35-yard line.
Wow, this was close to being a huge play. You see Spiller coming out of the backfield. The receiver's going to run a skinny post. That's Ford. He's going to take a lot of attention there. You see two guys go with him, and then on the outside, Spiller was running free down the sideline, and Kyle Parker just overthrew him by a couple yards. It's hard to overthrow this kid right here.
That's the versatility, though, and I'm sure the NFL, there's some scouts here today, of course, watching C.J. Spiller and others.
Big missed opportunity there for Clemson and Kyle Parker.
Parker got out of that pocket beautifully, and he will get it right around the first down marker. Catch made by Terrence Ash. That's a gain of 11. Should be a first down.
That's a good job by Kyle Parker here. You're going to see the rush come up the field, step up, get into a lane, and keep your eyes downfield and make an accurate throw. It's a good job right there. That's what you have to do to keep the chains moving. That's first down.
Telemack and Van Dyke on the stop. You see Parker's numbers on the day. He was just a tick under 50% accuracy coming in to the game here in South Florida. And Spiller getting a rude greeting again. And once again, Alan Bailey, who's had a very strong first half, joined by Colin McCarthy, who forced the fumble on Spiller in on the stop.
Clemson hasn't had much success running the football in between the tackles. This Miami defense, they've given up some yards on the ground, 134 yards a game, but today doing a nice job of keeping C.J. Spiller hemmed up.
He's had one good run, but his last two have not gone very well. He's 5 for 27. Parker, like he wanted to run all the way on this one, and he gets ripped out of bounds at about the 42-43-yard line. Not a serious running threat. Picks up about 3 there.
Well, you see the difference when he keeps his eyes down the field, and then when he doesn't, no intention of throwing the football right there. And you're going to pay when you get to that sideline, kid. You better run out of bounds. It's not like going into second base now.
Yeah, you're initiating the contact. The other way, they're doing it. Clemson this season only 32% on third downs. They're a little higher than that now. That's the big tight end, Michael Palmer, with the catch. His 17th on the season for an 18-yard gain.
That's the second third and long that Clemson's been in, and unfortunately Miami has not been able to get any pressure on Kyle Parker, so he sits back here and allows this route to develop and then makes a good accurate throw to Palmer. But that's 2 third and 10+ conversions for Clemson. It all had to do with the lack of pass rush from Miami.
Well, one reason Parker won the job over Willie Korn, who has a little bit more experience, is Parker's arm strength. You got a good look at it there. First down. And he is getting a lot of time, Brian. That's not going to gain a lot of yards, but he's having time to survey the field and have his choice of receivers. The catch made there by Ellington for about 2 or 3.
He is, and offensively, Clemson's mixing it up. They're trying to run the football. They haven't given up rushing the football inside the tackles. Some drop back pass. There you see play action. Had an opportunity maybe to throw the ball down the field to Jacoby Ford, but I like the decision. He pulls it back and gets it in the flat for 3-yard gain.
And Ellington is the 6th different Tiger to catch a pass in the game already. That's Ellington in motion. Drop. Is that going to be a lateral? No, the referee rules incomplete. There was a moment there where nobody had blown a whistle. And finally, referee Jeff Flanagan said, no, that is a forward pass, and that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Marquand Jones.
Well, these screens on the edge are always dangerous, but right there, sometimes it's difficult to tell whether it's going forward or backward, but a good throw right on the numbers, and Jones just dropped it.
You ever say anything to a receiver, did you, when he just flat dropped one like that?
Yeah, you had to say it, but the problem was Shannon Sharp always said something back.
Got 2 to get this play off. He didn't get it done. That's going to be a delay of game penalty. You know, Peyton Manning can do that kind of thing and still get the snap off, but it's...
Timeout.
Wow, they got the timeout. The flag was thrown by the back judge when the clock hit 0, but Clemson burns the timeout and saves themselves 5 yards.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
I'm not going to bed right now. I'm going to college. Thousands of people go to college in their pajamas every day. How is this possible? Because you can go to college online without leaving your home. Using your computer to get an online degree is really smart and easy. In fact, people with a degree on average earn $1 million more in their lifetime. So, how do you find a good online school? Well, get your computer and go online right now. Education Connection is a free service that connects hundreds of people each day to the best online colleges. And you don't want to pick the wrong online school. So, ladies, slip on your cute little fluffy slippers, and guys, cover up, please. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com. myschoolnow.com.
So Clemson is able to burn their timeout and not get hit with a 5-yard penalty. So it's 3rd and 7 coming up as we bring you our Pacific Life game summary. And the problem is Clemson, Brian's been clumsy when they've had opportunities in Miami's territory.
Yeah, wide right on this field goal. And then after that, you had this fumble, which really you got to put on the offensive line for not picking up Colin McCarthy coming through the line. But you can't have those miscues on the road against a good Miami football team.
Team that is 10th in the BCS standings. In the top 10 in the AP and coaches polls. Spiller stayed in the block this time, and Clemson will get another first down on the 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 7, no pass rush from this Hurricane defensive front. And if they're going to continue to rush 4 on 3rd down, then Kyle Parker is going to continue to convert. A good throw here to his tight end. He's now 8 of 13 on the day. Came in only completing 49% of his passes, but if he has time to throw the football, he's proven he has the arm and he can read defenses and make plays.
1 sack by Miami, none by that outstanding Clemson front 4 yet anyway. It's Corey Harris. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Set ups the screen to Palmer, and Palmer gets flip hit over heels, but not until he gets a Clemson first down to the 16-yard line. Ray Armstrong on the stop for the Hurricanes. It's a gain of a dozen.
A good call here. You know, your quarterback gets a little confidence. Now you're preaching Miami get some rush. Well, they get the rush. Now you run a screen. You just stay 1 step ahead of them. And the young offensive coordinator, Billy Napier, for the Clemson Tigers, only 30 years old, but he is calling a good game here today.
Spiller at the top of the eye. 10th play of the drive here. And looks like he slipped a little bit trying to avoid a tackle. Might have gotten about a yard. Brandon Harris came up from the corner position to force that tackle.
Well, this is the 3rd or 4th time they've been down here in the red zone against this Miami defense. And as we mentioned, the miscues have hurt them. This time around, they need to continue to have positive plays on first down so they don't get in longer down and distances and be able to rush the football and convert.
And there's Palmer. He was in motion, makes the juggling catch and heads toward the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown Clemson, but there's a flag down in the backfield.
Number 44, the touchdown stands.
First touchdown of the game, and it's caught by Michael Palmer, his 2nd of the season.
What a great catch by Palmer. You're going to see here, he's another tight end screen. He's going to come from the other side of the field, bat it up, catch it. Don't care how it looks, kid. Just get in the end zone. What a great play.
So Palmer, who had gone in motion to one side and sort of snuck through a little gap there. Had a couple of catches on this drive, and boy, the conversions on 3rd down, Brian, really stick out. And that is the 105th consecutive PAT made by a Clemson kicker over the years. And they take a 7-3 lead and have silenced the Hurricanes crowd in South Florida.
Have you ever had an idea for an invention or a new product? Bill Schaefer, one of the inventors of Whammo's new splash wash, did. He came up with an idea while watching his children play one hot summer afternoon. Bill invented a car wash for kids. Ride through it, run through it. InventHelp submitted the splash wash to Whammo, the makers of childhood favorites like the Frisbee, the hula hoop, the slip and slide. Hi, I'm Clarence McGee, the sales director of InventHelp. If you have an invention that you'd like to try to patent and submit to corporations and want free information that explains how InventHelp may be able to assist you, call now. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call InventHelp today for your free information. Bill Schaefer made a financial gain on the splash wash. However, most inventions are not successful, and Bill's experience is not typical of what inventors can expect.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-635-2004. That's 1-800-635-2004.
National Debt Report. If you have any type of debt, call now for a free debt report.
Are you knee-deep in debt? Do you have $10,000 or more in unsecured debt?
There are laws in place which may allow us to lower your debt up to 70%.
I was in debt up to here. I made one easy phone call and they cut my monthly payments in half. I'm finally debt-free.
Credit card bills, medical bills, repos, any type of unsecured debt.
This is your opportunity to be debt-free.
Take back control of your life. Become completely debt-free in months.
They set me up with an affordable payment plan. So instead of paying $700 per month, I now only pay $250. They made it so easy.
There are laws in place which may allow us to lower your debt up to 70%.
Call now. We can lower your payments today.
This opportunity will not last. If you have any type of debt, call now for a free debt report.
Call 1-800-231-2076.
So Clemson, a team that was only 32% coming into this game on third down conversions, has hit 60% so far, and they were beautiful on that drive. And a little misinformation here.
Right here, you'll see Colin McCarthy. He's going to come up the field. There's going to be hard play action away. And this is Palmer here. He's going to sneak into the flat. That's the responsibility of Colin McCarthy, but he decides to go for the quarterback and leaves Palmer wide open, makes a good catch, and gets in the end zone. Big play for the Clemson Tigers. 11
plays, 72 yards in 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and Parker was 6 out of 8 on that drive. That is a touchback, folks. That hit the photographers. As off we go to our Times Square studio in New York, and Matt Weiner. All right, Matt, thank you very much. There's Ja'Cory Harris. Kind of a quiet game so far for the Hurricane sophomore out of Miami. Really, you see, by the way, 64, Jason Fox, Brian, back in the game at that left tackle position. He just missed one play. Harris comes out throwing, and is right around the marker, caught by Travis Benjamin, the sophomore from Belle Glade.
It's an important drive for the Miami Hurricanes. Clemson comes in here, and they've kind of battled back and forth, but they finally get a score on the board, and it's important now that Miami, for their momentum, can answer this score at home. And anytime they want to throw the ball on the perimeter, they're going to have man-to-man coverage. That's what Clemson does. They're going to come out and play man-to-man all over the field on your wide receivers. It's just a matter of when they want to throw it.
Miami hasn't tried to run outside that much. Cooper at the top of the eye here on second and about a yard. I think he may have gotten the first down before he gets shoved back. They're going to mark him right about the 30-yard line. Connor led the parade of Clemson tacklers. And, boy, I thought he got across the 30 there, Brian, initially, but they're going to spot him behind the 30-yard line, so third down and less than a yard to go. Barry now comes in, number 20. There's Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator for the Tigers.
Looks like Miami brought in an extra offensive lineman in goal line personnel.
And this time, it's a first down. Gain of a couple, straight ahead running, which we've seen a lot out of Miami. Did that approach surprise you today?
You know, early in the game it did. They've got some playmakers on the outside, but it was successful in the first quarter. I expect to see a little bit more play action pass out of Mark Whipple as this game progresses, because he's set up the rushing game early in the game. And So at some point, you got to let Ja'Cory Harris breathe a little bit. Get the ball down the field, throw the ball on the outside. He's got some talented wide receivers, but
got Javaris James now in the tailback spot for the Hurricanes. Screen pass here and just lobbed up, really well covered by Clemson. James was the intended receiver. Again, Cavell Connor, a graduate out of Richmond, Virginia, in there to bust that play up. Well, ABC Comedy Wednesday is at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Modern Family is the #1 new comedy of this fall. All the critics in all of America can't stop laughing and talking about ABC's Modern Family. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central on ABC Comedy Wednesday. The big play has been lacking for the Hurricanes on offense so far in this one. 2nd and 10. And under a little bit of pressure, Harris gets it off, and it's a terrific catch right to the marker. That should be a Miami first down. Collier with his 2nd catch of the afternoon.
good job by Collier running a shallow cross across the field, catching a ball that was behind him. And now the Hurricanes are going to come out in a no huddle here, which I like.
And Clemson, 17 sacks coming into the game. They haven't gotten to Harris yet. They won't on this play. And Miami will be a little bit short of the first down. Jimmy Graham, a one-time basketball player for Frank Haith and the Hurricanes program, now getting a one-year run as a tight end.
When he started the season, he had 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. It's a pretty good percentage for a tight end, but you can see 6'8", 260 pounds, was a member of the Hurricanes basketball team and a pretty good player, led the team in blocks. So you know he can go up and get the ball if you give him a chance.
And he's being mentioned as potential NFL tight end by some scouts around the league. 6th play coming up on this drive. Pressure from the backside. Harris is hit, and it's being ruled a fumble by the officials. And it looks like Cooper came away with the ball. That was Marcus Gilchrist who hit Harris in the battle of 12s.
There's Gilchrist. He comes off the edge. Greg Cooper's a little bit late getting back to get a piece on him, and Ja'Cory Harris never saw him coming, and potentially a big play there.
His arm was moving a little forward, but the referee was very quick to throw a marker onto the field indicating that was a fumble.
Yeah. Kevin Steele, defensive coordinator, decided to come with a little bit of pressure on the weak side there. Miami's getting some momentum. He's trying to prevent them from getting any more first downs.
3rd down and 8. Pretty good pocket for Harris that time. Down in the Clemson territory. It's a first down at the 30-yard line. The catch made by the guy they call Coach Hank, Leonard Hankerson.
Great job here. Good protection in the pocket for Ja'Cory Harris. This is what you need to be able to step up and make this kind of throw. You see there, you get the ball in any vicinity of Hankerson, and he's going to make the catch. But man-to-man coverage, that's what Clemson's going to play, and you're going to have to make those plays.
A 26-yard gain.
Clemson, 3rd, final charge, timeout.
And Miami has 2 left, so Dabo Sweeney saw something he didn't like. Maybe he didn't have the right personnel on the field. Let's get our Aflac trivia question in here. And our production staff refused to tell me what the question was in advance. I want you all to know. Which 2 Miami Hurricane defensive backs were 2-time consensus All-Americans? Got to think about that one a little bit. Now, this could be a question where you're looking way back in the program's history. For example, the late Eddie Dunn was going to be inducted into the Ring of Honor later on.
I kind of like Benny Blades.
Speaking of Ring of Honor inductees.
Benny Blades, yeah, Benny Blades. I remember him.
Yeah, I think that has to be one of the answers. Ted Hendricks didn't play DB here. He was a linebacker, so that's out.
He would have been a heck of a DB.
Yeah. Might have been Burgess Owens, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what the staff. They're keeping this a big secret. Sometimes we share, but they've decided to keep Brian and I in the dark on this one.
Yeah.
Now, what about Ja'Cory Harris's performance so far? How would you rate it?
Well, you know, he hasn't been asked to do too much. You know, the running game has been an emphasis for Miami early in this football game, but he's going to have to make some plays if they're going to get back in this game and eventually win.
Harris 10 of 14 for 112 yards. Statistically, that's pretty solid, but Miami was just 3 points on the board. Sometimes the best play for a quarterback is a handoff. Damian Barry gets it close to the first down. Clock remains running, and the Hurricanes have a couple of timeouts. Gain of 8 for the junior.
Well, I tell you what, you come into the game thinking you're going to get a steady dose of Javaris James and Greg Cooper, and then they throw another kid, Damian Barry, at you. They've got a lot of talent at the running back position here in Miami.
Yeah, not many teams rotate 3 tailbacks into a half in a close game.
You see a lot of 2 tailbacks even in the NFL, but not 3.
On the 10th play of the drive, Barry pops through and into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, maybe it isn't always about Ja'Cory Harris, Brian.
Well, there was a burst of speed there. He got through that line. The offensive line did a good job of giving him a crease, and you can see why this kid's playing more.
10 plays, 80 yards in 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Right after Clemson had gotten across the goal line, Bosher with his 63rd consecutive PAT, and the Hurricanes have the 10-7 advantage. Under a minute to go, and the Tigers do not have a timeout.
You see, this is just a straight dive off the right side. Tavares Johnson, the fullback, gets a good block, and once you get that kid a crease, he just turns it on. And a good answer to that scoring drive from Clemson. Miami gets some momentum back early in this football game. Big going into halftime for this Hurricane team.
All right, put me into the mind of Kyle Parker here now. You've been in a situation where you're not going to have maybe 50 seconds when you get the ball. You don't have any timeouts.
Well, here's the thing is you got to kick this ball off to C.J. Spiller or Jacoby Ford, so you don't know where you're going to get the ball after the kickoff. You may get it at the 40-yard line again, because I can guarantee you Randy Shannon is not going to kick this ball deep to C.J. Spiller. So if you get the ball on the 40-yard line, 57 seconds left, you don't have any timeouts. You can still throw the ball in the middle of the field, get 30 or 35 yards, and attempt a field goal before halftime.
But do you, let me ask you this, though. If you booted short, as you talked about, which may happen, they don't have any timeouts. Would you rather gamble on a deep kick? Hopefully you can cover it and keep them pinned back with no timeouts?
I don't know. That kid right there is pretty special, Spiller. I don't know that I would kick the ball to him. If you had a kick you knew you could get it in the end zone, they're going to go deep.
They are. And it isn't even that deep. It's Spiller at the 10. 25, 30.
Look out.
Spiller down to the sidelines. He's gone. Touchdown, Clemson. No flags.
Wow.
Well, Brian, you win.
I'm telling you, this kid is special. I would not kick the ball to him if I didn't have to. He is just too dangerous. Unbelievable return right there. Got some good blocking on the edge, and he's not going to get caught from behind.
His third kickoff return for a touchdown. He came in averaging 37 yards per return. Jackson on for the PAT. That was electric. And just like that, well, we don't have to worry about Clemson not having any timeouts now, do we?
How would you have that man right there? He's returned 11 kicks now, 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty good percentage.
Wow, that was...
You'll see right here, he starts to the right, and then he comes back left. Jacoby Ford there, number 6, and 23 Ellington do a great job of walling it off, and by about the 40-yard line, there's nobody that's going to catch that kid. He pulls away by 20 yards. Kind of looked like what Secretariat used to do.
Shannon talked to us in the meeting yesterday, and he said, you know, they just run it up the middle, and he goes where he wants to go, and he saw the gap to the left that time. What's interesting is in the beginning of the broadcast, we showed a kickoff return, and there is Ford leading the way down the field.
Well, people don't realize, I mean, if you don't kick it to Spiller, you got to kick it to Ford, and the only guy on the field faster than Spiller is Ford. So you pick your poison, but the great thing about Jacoby Ford is his effort. He's out in front of C.J. Spiller and has this, he's the only guy on the field that has the speed to stay up with him to block somebody. So he understands that this kid, when he gets the ball in his hand, it could be a long touchdown at any moment.
Now, Greg Cooper for Miami, number 2, is averaging about 29 yards per return. He's got Mike James back there also. So just a second. Save your trip to the refrigerator till we get this half put away. It's going to be James on the bounce. And this is a pretty nice return. He'll have to run through some traffic, but the Hurricanes, with a couple of timeouts, are at their own 35-yard line. All right, let's go back to our Aflac trivia question. And you know what? I think I now know the second name.
Do you?
Which two, yes, and it's an obvious one. Which two Miami Hurricane defensive backs were two-time consensus All-Americans? You said Benny Blades.
I said Benny Blades.
Forgot about the playmaker, Ed Reed.
Oh, Ed Reed, that's right. There we go.
Yeah.
There they are.
Should have had that earlier.
Yep.
I thought that might have been a trick question, but no, there were no tricks. What a spectacular player he was and is.
The best defensive player in the NFL today, Ed Reed, and he's taken that crown over from another former Kane alum and Ray Lewis, but two dynamite players.
Now let's see the approach for Ja'Cory Harris in the offense, and they'll keep it on the ground. And Cooper will get it across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and Miami will take one of their 2 remaining timeouts with 28 seconds to go.
I hope Ed Reed wasn't watching and saw we forgot about him.
Nah, I don't think he'll be too mad at us as we off. Let's go to Matt Weiner, who's never mad at us, in the Times Square studio in New York. Hey, Matt, that's no fair teasing my partner here, the Michigan grad, with that opening line and then hitting him in the face with the wet towel of 19-7 Penn State. That was not nice, Matt. He is not. See, now you've made an enemy, at least temporarily. All right, the approach here, 2nd and 2. You only have the 1 timeout. You see Mark Whipple, the offensive coordinator. Ja'Cory Harris still looking. He's thrown, what, 1 really deep ball so far today. And it's Cooper with a chance to get to the outside. Instead, he busted it back to the inside, running through some poor tackling. That will stop the clock on the 1st down, and Miami is in field goal range. Cumble finally put a halt to it.
Greg Cooper is the answer to C.J. Spiller for the Hurricanes. He gets through the line of scrimmage and does a nice job of getting extra yardage.
Timeout will be 30 seconds.
And you may have seen a little dispute there between Randy Shannon and the coordinator about maybe that timeout.
There he is, a huge hole for Cooper to get through, and then little shakes in the secondary. Breaks a couple tackles, and he's done a great job this year. He's averaging 132 yards all-purpose. C.J. Spiller's averaging 190, so Cooper is right on the heels of C.J. Spiller.
He's got 62 yards and 10 carries. Now, you just saw a little discussion between Randy Shannon and Mark Whipple. Obviously not real happy with using that last time out. What about just going up and spiking the ball here? Do you think they may have mismanaged that?
No, I like the timeout right there because it's going to take you, after a long run, your offensive line has to run 20 yards down the field, get on the ball, get set up. If you would spike the ball, you may have 5 seconds left on the clock right now. So now at least you have an opportunity to throw the ball in the end zone and possibly get a touchdown. If not, then you can kick the field goal.
We hear more whistles and a flag. We might have a substitution penalty here.
Miami had 12 men in formation. That's 5 yards. It's 1st down.
Well, that's a little embarrassing after a timeout to have that happen.
How you call timeout, man?
Randy Shannon projects a cool image. Not on the inside at the moment, I'm guessing. He likes to keep an even emotional keel. Doesn't want his team to be too high or too low. But they're out of field goal range, most likely, at the moment. Harris got hit after he throws it to Graham, and he just can't quite hang on. Not hang on, but just try to find that ball. But Harris was hit about a split second after he threw the football, and Graham just couldn't find it.
Well, and that's where you have the opportunity. Because you took the timeout, you can throw the ball down the field, take a shot. Almost a late hit there, but to take a shot down the field to your 6'8" tight end. They usually play basketball. See if he can go up and make a play. If not, he'll knock it down. But little miscommunication on where that ball was going to be thrown. Now you got 14 seconds and no timeouts. You need to get 7 or 8 yards out of bounds. Throw the ball on the edge, get out of bounds, and allow yourself to kick a field goal.
Pressure here. There's going to be a holding call on Miami. Whatever happens here, unless it's an interception, and it is by Rashard Hall as Harris hung that up. Now we have at least a holding penalty on Miami. There is another flag down too, unless it's for the same infraction.
Holding 74, offense. That penalty will be declined. It's an interception. First down.
Boy, Miami with a grim finish to what could have been a very promising drive.
Yeah, the left tackle here, you're going to see he's going to get beat off the edge. Looks like Sapp, this is their #1 pass rusher that comes off the edge. He gets pulled down, a clear hold there. But I don't understand this play call, Dave. You throw the ball, nobody was breaking towards the outside of the route there. He threw the ball down the field, just threw it up for grabs. Even if it wasn't a hold, that was I don't understand that play call right there.
Well, you see Mark Whipple, the coordinator, almost red-faced with anger, and Randy Shannon a little calmer exterior. But again, when we saw the two have just a brief exchange of words and about strategy, the bottom line is Miami got no points out of that. Clemson will take the knee, and they'll go into the half against the #10 team in the BCS standings, and the Tigers have the advantage on the road.
IRS problems? A tax relief agreement can help you. What you're about to see and hear is real.
I settled my tax debt for $800. This IRS tax relief program really did do what it's designed to do.
We owed the IRS over $134,000. Our attorney recommended that we use an IRS tax relief agreement.
Saved us $122,000. Thousands of taxpayers across the nation have settled their tax debt for less than what they owed.
We needed help fast.
And the IRS accepted our offer, and we settled our tax debt for only $6,008.
This is now your opportunity to get a fresh start and settle your back taxes for less than what you owe.
I owed the IRS over $47,000, and I qualified for the IRS tax relief program. It enabled me to finally settle my tax debt for only $3,800.
Yes, you can do something about your IRS tax problems, and yes, the IRS tax relief agreement can help you.
For a free consultation, call 888-775-9482 now.
Do you want to own a brand new HP, Dell, or other name brand computer and improve your credit at the same time? If so, Tronics Country says you're approved, guaranteed.
I wanted a new computer, but I couldn't get financed. Then I called Tronics Country. They approved me, delivered my new computer, and are reporting on my credit.
If you have an active checking account and can afford low, flexible payments, you're already approved, guaranteed, for this special offer. There's no credit check, so you won't be turned down.
Tronics Country approved me quickly.
I got instant approval, and it was easy. Their flexible payment plans made it easy on my budget. And my kids are getting ahead in school.
I've started my own business, and now I'm my own boss.
Call now, and with your paid order, we'll add a free color printer, free MP3 music player, and free LCD TV. You heard right. Free printer, free MP3 player, and free LCD TV. Call now and tell us where you want your brand new computer and free gifts shipped today.
I'm glad I called.
Hi, I'm Mike Gleason in the ESPNU studio. Hope you're enjoying this ESPNU program. For more information on this program and other ESPN sporting events, log on to ESPNU.com. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our action.
Corey Harris on your left, offensive coordinator Mark Whipple at the top, Randy Shannon underneath there. One of those three called that last timeout, Brian.
I think it was the coordinator, and it was a good timeout. You want to have your best play called here on a crucial 3rd and 3.
Hankerson in motion, tighter to the line. And Epps open underneath with room to run. First down, Miami. And a little bit slow getting up after the tackle was Byron Maxwell.
And I think Randy Shannon is okay with that timeout after getting a good play call. We talked about it. Get Ja'Cory Harris on the edge. Got a wide open receiver, easy throw. If Epps wasn't there, it was the opportunity for Ja'Cory Harris to run. I like the play call. First and goal on the 5-yard line for the Canes.
And there is Maxwell, who may have taken a little shot to the head of the neck as he lowered into that big body of Diedrich Epps. 8th play of the drive here for Miami. Barry, the tailback. And running wide for the first time all day. Barry toward the end zone, and he didn't make it. Gain of 4 3/4. Brandon May, the middle linebacker, kept him out of the end zone.
It looked like he had a hole there to get in, but Damian Barry's getting his number called here. He had 43 yards in the first half and a touchdown. Now he's trying to get his second, but say hello to Mr. May there on the goal line.
He'll try again. He'll walk in. Flag is down, though.
Could it be another procedure?
Illegal formation. The offense had 5 men in the backfield. 5 yards in the previous spot. Still second down.
Now, every coach says the same thing when you talk to them. We don't want any silly penalties. There's an example of a silly penalty.
Well, of all the bad penalties that Miami has had early in this game, procedurally and pre-snap, this one's the worst because you go from an inches situation, 2nd and inches, to now 2nd and 5. And this is a completely different ball game here for Miami as far as play selection. You potentially have to throw the football here, and these are tight windows down here. That's a costly penalty for Miami.
You see the penalty yards against Miami. Not major, just a lot of little nicks and cuts, but you can bleed to death that way too. Barry stays in to play tailback. To the end zone, touchdown Miami. The penalty didn't matter. Leonard Hankerson with his 3rd touchdown on the season. Bosher on for the PAT, trying to make it 64 consecutive. It's a 9-play, 80-yard drive in 4 minutes and 8 seconds. And Miami starts the half with a very impressive drive. Penalties or no penalties.
Well, Ja'Cory Harris makes it right. You have a penalty down on the goal line, but you're going to see Hankerson's right here. He's going to come on a shallow cross and get across the linebacker. Once he passes that linebacker, he's open, and Ja'Cory Harris has patience and waits on him and makes the good throw. And if you're going to have penalties down there, you need your quarterback sometimes just to bail you out. And he is one cool customer. Makes a good throw and gets this team back on track.
And on that drive, Ja'Cory Harris, 4 out of 5, 54 yards, and the touchdown, his 12th touchdown pass on the season. Well, now, let's revive the how you going to cover the kick this time debate. So this is against Maryland. C.J. Spiller, we showed this at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, this, I guarantee you don't want to see this again if you're Randy Shannon. He's seen it one time today, and he'll probably have nightmares tonight, but I do not anticipate Randy Shannon making the same mistake twice here. I know he has confidence in his coverage team, but you cannot kick the ball to this kid because he has too much speed. He's too explosive, and it's not worth it. The risk versus reward is not worth it. I'd rather give Clemson the ball at the 40-yard line than to see that happen again in this football game, but we'll see what decision they make.
And that gave Clemson the 14-10 lead they took into halftime. Spiller's 3rd kickoff return for a touchdown. Now they've added Andre Ellington back there in sort of a secondary level of receiving kick, along with Jacoby Ford, who's not bad either.
That's what you get for kicking it short. Jacoby Ford gets to run it.
That's a lot of fun. 60-meter indoor sprint champion. And Bosher stayed in to do the kickoffs. And this will be Ford. And he will be smacked down at the 33-yard line. So the Hurricanes won't have to deal with watching C.J. Spiller's number and Van Dyke on the stop for Miami. Let's go to our Pacific Life game summary here, Brian, and the look at special teams so far today.
It really made a big difference. Obviously, C.J. Spiller and the return yardage right there. That's the touchdown that he had in the first half that changed the momentum of this game. And that last kickoff was probably what Randy Shannon and the Miami team should have done at the end of the first half. And this is as best you can hope for, giving Clemson the football on the 32-yard line.
Now is the redshirt freshman Kyle Parker facing probably the most noise he's heard all day. And so he just hands off to Spiller, who gets across the 35 to the 36. We hand it off to Matt Weiner in our Times Square studio.
It was better than last year. I got those messages a lot last year.
You want balance here, Brian. This is the 31st play for Clemson. 15 runs and 15 passes so far. And the 16th pass, and it gets to Spiller short of the first down. It's going to set up third down and about 2 for the Tigers. Spence on the stop, so he is back in the game. Sean Spence missed some time in the first half with a leg problem, but he is back into the game for UM, and they need his ability at linebacker. Spiller will stay into the tailback position. Have not seen Ford get really involved yet in the offense. Number 6 for the Tigers. Has just one catch. They'll go to Spiller. Gets the one block. Can't get enough. That play is destroyed by Daryl Sharpton, and Miami will force the Tigers to punt.
Great job by this Miami defense. You're going to see Sharpton right here. They're going to try to run the toss sweep, but this team speed of Miami on defense cracked down. Sharpton gets off the block and keeps running. And we mentioned in the open, it's important that he mirrors C.J. Spiller today. And it was a good job there by the entire Miami defense of getting 11 guys to the football, stringing that play out horizontally and allowing Sharpton to run to the ball.
Travis Benjamin, single safety position. Sam Shields, the defensive back, helped turn that play toward Sharpton as well. Second punt for the Tigers, and Dawson Zimmerman. High snap, look out. Great play by Zimmerman. And Benjamin in big trouble. He'll lose 3 yards on the return. They're going to mark him down at around the 17-yard line. How about Dawson Zimmerman, the sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia, on an improvised version of Dancing with the Stars.
Good game. Good game.
Have game time
Good dinner.
and dinner time at the same time. The KFC Fan Feast. Get both original recipe and grilled, plus sides and biscuits.
Can your mom pitch too?
S-O-S-O-G-O-O-D good.
Inventors. InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Call 1-800-232-4033 for free information. That's 1-800-232-4033.
Wednesday, the MLS All-Star Game gains new significance as one of the most celebrated club teams in the world, Manchester United, comes to Houston to take on the MLS All-Stars. See how U.S. star Landon Donovan and the best in MLS stack up against one of the world's most dominant teams. The 2010 AT&T MLS All-Star Game presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, Wednesday at 8:30 on ESPN2.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Attention, Yasmin, Yaz, and Acela users. Yasmin, Yaz, and Acela oral contraceptive drugs have been reported to cause adverse side effects such as blood clots, stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, liver damage, gallbladder disease, or even death. If you or a loved one took Yasmin, Yaz, or Acela and suffered from any of the injuries listed on the screen, you may be entitled to compensation.
Call 1-800-781-5314 for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 1-800-781-5314.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free 1-888-888-3231 or go to freemesobook.com.
There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-888-888-3231.
But Chevy and our award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. City never sleeps. And Dr. Pepper, drink it slow, doctor's orders.
Well, of course, you're going to take a walk on the beach in South Florida to get the opportunity. Ja'Cory Harris and the Miami Hurricanes trailed by 14-10 at the half, and their opening drive was an impressive one. And the Hurricanes now, after the Clemson punt, take over at their own 17-yard line. Cooper is the tailback. And fighting for a couple of extra yards across the 20 to the 22. That's a gain of 5 for Cooper. Ricky Sapp among the tacklers there for the Tigers. Well, the last 3 drives, after Clemson's defense had kind of stoned Miami early, the Hurricanes, although they were their own worst enemy in that middle drive, have been very sharp.
Starting to get a little bit of rhythm, and this is a new offense for Miami. Mark Whipple, obviously in his first year here, talking with him yesterday, said, you know, we're always coaching. You have to coach everything. The kids are learning something new every time they go out to practice. And I think same thing during the game. They got to get into a rhythm, learn what works, what doesn't work.
Knocked away on the slant. And Brandon May, the middle linebacker, got a hand in there to knock that down. Well, let's point out that this is a young Miami football team. 53 freshmen and sophomores as opposed to 38 juniors and seniors.
Yeah, and when you look at the wide receivers specifically, you've got Leonard Hankerstein, who's the only upperclassman as a junior. The rest of the top 7 receivers for the Hurricanes are sophomores or freshmen. And so this is a young team offensively and defensively. And so they're going to continue to learn and get better as the season goes on.
Now it's Javaris James at that revolving door tailback position for the Canes. Harris under a lot of pressure, and he'll have to eat it. And he got down low, and May might have snuck in there. In fact, that ball may be loose. And let's see if they've ruled it Miami football. Harris lost his hat. But, man, Brandon May, the middle linebacker, responsible for that play.
Yeah, he walks up in the line of scrimmage. There he is right there. And as an offensive line, you're blocking the defensive line. The back sometimes is responsible for the linebackers. And he had no chance to get to May, just too fast to the quarterback.
Well, James did try to hit him, and it didn't make any difference. Now, Brandon May, 2 huge plays on the drive for the Tigers. Now Miami giving up some field position. Look out, that was nearly blocked. That's a really high kick. Shorts, a lot of traffic. Did it hit a Clemson player? The Hurricane sideline says it did.
I think it hit Jacoby Ford in the leg.
And the ruling on the field is Clemson football. There's a lot of traffic there, Brian. I don't know how this avoided a Clemson player.
There's Jacoby Ford right here. Watch as the ball comes down. No, it hit 50 Sharpton. I think that's the right call by the official. It looked like it may have hit Jacoby Ford. They got lucky. Clemson dodged a bullet right there.
That's a 55-yard punt with all that roll there. And I think we had the correct angle. Now the replay official wants to look at it again.
Yeah, it looked from the side like it may have hit Ford.
The ball was not touched by the receiving team.
But when you look at it from this angle, right here, it'll hit Sharpton. And it doesn't hit Jacoby Ford. That's a good call.
You could see why in the heat of the moment and not in slow motion why you would think that it did hit a Clemson player. Absolutely. But I don't think that is what you call your indisputable video evidence to overturn this call.
And this is we talked about hang time earlier in the game. This is a product of that. He's trying to kick the ball as high as he can, not necessarily as far as he can. So the ball is coming down shorter. And this is what happens. You get a lot of these Peter calls, as they call them, when the receiver does not get the ball, but it lands short.
So referee Jeff Flanagan talking with the replay official. Dabo Sweeney's offense last time out couldn't get a whole lot done here. What about the approach they've taken so far?
After further review, the ruling stands as called.
Here's my favorite part. The fans are booing that. They didn't see it again and again and again. The replay official did.
Even if they did see it, they're still going to boo.
All right, we'll see how the Tigers handle this now. Their last time didn't do much with the football. You got Harper, 17, and Spiller, 28. And Spiller will head to the slot. Now back into the backfield. And to Ford. He's got some room with one blocker, and he got the block he needed to get the first down and more. Well, we talked about will they get Jacoby Ford the opportunity, and Michael Palmer gave him a huge block on the end.
I like this play call. Obviously, there's a lot of focus on C.J. Spiller, but Jacoby Ford on a reverse is as dangerous as Spiller is, and a good block here by Palmer right there on Telemark, the safety, and good play on first down, 13 yards.
Hey, they know how to hand to each other. That's from the 4x100 Clemson relay team. And that was a 14-yard pickup, and Parker looking over to the sidelines. He's got some time to get a late play change. And he hands it off to Ellington. And he'll get it across for a gain of 3. Ellington, a redshirt freshman, so it was Spiller graduating. And, of course, Harper's still there, so it was like Harper and Ellington, the backs of the future for the Tigers. Phillips and McCarthy in on the stop. Randy Phillips, Miami safety, playing with a torn labrum in his shoulder, and he is foregoing surgery to finish out the season. Then he'll have the operation.
Yeah, and that's pretty common in that injury. I had that a couple times in my career, and it's not something that prevents you from playing. You just got to deal with the pain.
Fake to Spiller. Parker. Spiller streaking down the field. That's where the pass is going. He's past the defense. Spiller finds it. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. "56 yards, and Spiller again finds the end zone on a big play.
You would think that they would know where that guy is at all times defensively, but he gets behind the defense again, and a great throw by Kyle Parker right on the number, giving him plenty of air to go and get that football and score the touchdown.
You know what, I got to applaud Clemson here, Brian, because who are the two players that if you're coaching Clemson, you want to touch the ball? Ford and Spiller. Who touched the ball on that drive? BAT is good for the 106th straight time in Clemson history, and it's C.J. Spiller from the backfield of the offense to the backfield of the defense to the end zone for the second time today.
Medicare. It doesn't cover everything, and what it doesn't cover can cost you some money. That's why you should consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. All Medicare Supplement Insurance plans can help pay some of what Medicare doesn't, so you could save thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket expenses. Call now for this free information kit and Medicare guide. If you're turning 65 or you're already on Medicare, you should know about this card. It's the only one of its kind endorsed by AARP. See if it's right for you. All Medicare supplement plans let you keep your own doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare. There are no networks and no referrals needed. Help protect yourself from some of what Medicare doesn't pay and save up to thousands of dollars in potential out-of-pocket expenses with an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Call this toll-free number on your screen now for this free information kit, including this Medicare guide and customized rate quote.
Attention all homeowners. The Mortgage Help Center will help you today. Are you struggling making your mortgage payments? Do you have an adjustable rate mortgage? Do you need to lower your mortgage payments to an amount you can afford? If the answer is yes, then you need to call the Mortgage Help Center now. We may be able to cut your mortgage payment in half and help reduce your interest payment to a record low %. Find out what we can do for you today with a free consultation. Don't worry about foreclosure anymore. Don't worry about how you will pay your bills another minute. Call the Mortgage Help Center now. Call us toll-free, and we can relieve your stress with dramatically lower mortgage payments. If you call now, we may be able to cut your mortgage payment in half and help you reduce your interest payment to a record low percent. Call now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-683-1563. That's 1-800-683-1563.
In Clemson, they sold out before the season several thousand C.J. Spiller life-size Heisman replicas. They were trying to promote him for the Heisman Trophy. They might want to revive that campaign. 233 all-purpose yards today.
He has put on a show today, and he's well on his way to 7,000 career all-purpose yards. Only four. That would be only three people have ever done it. Napoleon McCallum, the Navy. Ricky Williams at Texas. And who's the third?
D'Angelo Williams at Memphis.
Yeah.
What do I win for that?
What was it? Aflac?
Aflac bonus. Yes, right. And almost made that a dangerous kick return. All right, let's take a look back here, Brian. How'd this work?
Yeah, right here you're going to see Sean Spence. Here is Spiller right here. A little play action, and then he's going to come up the sidelines, and Spence is going to be one-on-one on Spiller. And Kyle Parker's got some time with it. Now he's got to throw it right there. He throws it, and look at where Spiller is. He's not even 2 yards from Spence, but a great throw by Parker, and Spiller just pulls away, and it looks like Spence is hurt. He hurt that knee earlier in the game, and he is not helping his team right now. It's tough when you're hurt, but you got to put your pride aside, take yourself off the field if you can't play.
Well, for C.J. Spiller, 19 touchdowns in his career of 50 yards plus. And he has a 60-yard plus touchdown in every game. And he had one on the kick return here in Miami. A sloppy-looking play. The ball is on the ground. And there is also a flag down at the 20-yard line. Clemson has the ball. Let's see the call.
Holding offense number 61. That penalty is declined. First down.
So the fumble recovered by Marcus Gilchrist in Miami territory.
And it just looks sloppy offensively here. Corey Harris almost fumbles a snap, and then the ball obviously clearly comes out. Huge turnover. Right after that huge momentum swing with Spiller getting the touchdown for Miami offensively to come out and put the ball on the ground. They're really putting their defense in a tough situation right now.
3 turnovers by Miami. One of them somewhat harmless near the end of the half. This one could be very harmful. They clear Spiller out. All kind of time for Parker. He'll throw back to Spiller, who makes a heck of a catch. And Brandon Harris shoved him out of bounds. He's going to get only about 4.
I tell you, Kyle Parker pump fakes here. He had Jacoby Ford out here. He had him beat. He had a touchdown down the field, but he was looking to the other side, and Jacoby Ford knew it. He's like, Spiller's getting all the touchdowns. I want a little bit too, but his young quarterback couldn't find him.
How much you want to bet that Ford went back to the huddle and said, ahem, remember me? Ford goes to the slot. Looking in that direction, but Parker's in big trouble. Lost the ball. Miami with Marcus Robinson on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes. It was Allen Bailey who forced the pressure. There's a flag down at midfield.
It's unsportsmanlike conduct against Miami.
Touchdown stands. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Miami from removing the helmet.
Okay, now that is a turnaround. Marcus Robinson picked it up. Alan Bailey, who's had a monstrous game at defensive tackle, forced the fumble.
Huge momentum swing. You know, the offense comes out, puts the ball on the ground, turns the ball over in the red zone, and this defense, with all their team speed and their pride, came out and makes a great play to keep Miami in this football game.
Says 15 yards on the kickoff.
Now there's a strategy move when you have the kind of power that Clemson has for kick returns. Miami will be kicking off at the 15-yard line. Even if you squib it, you're probably going to wind up with the ball in your territory. And now we have more whistles.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field is that the quarterback fumbled the ball.
All right.
You're going to see right here Kyle Parker trying to get out of the pocket. Now he's got nothing downfield. Right here he's got a decision to make. Do I throw it away or try to make something happen? He makes a young player mistake right there. Tries to do something out of nothing. And it turns into a huge momentum swing.
You think they're looking for whether his arm was moving forward?
No, it wasn't moving forward.
No.
He caught it, and that ball goes backward. That's a fumble.
Yeah, Bailey completely wrapped him up. It looked like Dave Robinson and Don Meredith in the NFL championship game from years ago, only Meredith at least was able to throw the ball. And very quickly they decided that the original call was the correct call. So the sophomore from Homestead, that's a town just a little south of Miami. Marcus Robinson with that return. But how about Alan Bailey, who at times today has been unblockable?
He's been a force on the inside for Miami. They need that. That injury's there.
Extra point is good. All right, Clemson, it's your turn. Watch Bailey here, 57 complete. He has no chance to throw the ball.
No, and this is just a young player mistake on the part of Kyle Parker. You got to take the sack there or throw the ball out of bounds, but you try to make something out of nothing sometimes, and you lose all the momentum that you built up.
Amazingly, we had a scoreless first quarter. And we have had excitement in special teams, defense, and offense since then. The number 10 team in the BCS trying to keep some national championship hopes alive that many thought Miami had no chance at. There were people, Brian, and you know this, who were talking about, well, Miami's going to start 0-4 and Randy Shannon will lose his job. That's what's going to happen. And, of course, they went through that murderous stretch of ranked teams with 3 wins and 4 tries.
Yeah, they really did. Played well early in the year against FSU and Georgia Tech. Big wins for them.
And you see what C.J. Spiller has done. We talked about his impact. By the way, today, C.J. Spiller is playing in front of his father for the first time ever. His father, a sanitation truck driver in Miami-Dade County, where we are now. And this is the first time he's had a chance to see his son play a college football game. And what a spectacular effort that C.J. Spiller has done so far. But he is not there right now. Jacoby Ford is in single safety.
Maybe Spiller's been running too much today. He needs a little break.
You know, that's entirely possible. But look again, because of the unsportsmanlike penalty after the fumble return, where Miami has to kick off from. Ford may be too deep, really, where he's at.
This game suddenly turned into a track meet. Let's see if the 60-meter champion can do something.
Yeah, this is a very good kick. There's your hang time, Brian. Ford being very patient. And Miami does an excellent job of covering the kick. That penalty really didn't hurt them all that much. Well, this Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, the Thursday night event is ABC's Flash Forward. The entire world saw the future. Now their visions are starting to come true. ABC's Flash Forward, all new Thursday at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Okay, now if you're Kyle Parker, you come back out. You just made a mistake, a crucial mistake on the last drive. Now you come back. How do you answer? How do you answer as a young quarterback on the road, this crowd in the game now?
And they'll dump it off to Ellington. Well, he's a little quick, too. And that's a first down for the Tigers. Randy Phillips there to make the stop. Not a big drop-off when Spiller does sit on the bench between Harper and Ellington.
No, and they're going to continue to try to get their backs the football. The strength of this offense is their running backs, and I've been really impressed, Dave, with the way this offensive line has gotten out and blocked on the perimeter on screens. Hairston, the left tackle, and Thomas, the left guard, and tremendous athletes.
Parker now over 200 yards passing. Ellington up the middle, getting across the 40 for a gain of a couple of yards to the 41-yard line. The middle of Miami's defense, led by Joe Joseph, a senior from Orlando in there. There's Spiller. You know what? He may just be a little bit winded. It is a warm and humid day in South Florida. No surprise there.
Well, he grew up in Lake Butler, Florida, not far from here, so he understands the humidity and the heat down here. And they just want to keep him fresh for the fourth quarter.
He committed to Clemson, played a year, and almost wound up playing for the Florida Gators. He came that close. Down the middle, that's Palmer. First down for Clemson. Across midfield to the Miami 48-yard line. Armstrong on the stop for Miami. Gain of 11.
I like this play call here. You got your tight end who they forget about. They're looking for Spiller and these wide receivers. A tight end wide open over the middle of the field. It's a very easy route for the tight end. Easy throw for Kyle Parker to get his momentum back after that big turnover. I think they're going to blitz.
And here they come. And down goes Ellington for a loss of 2 back to midfield. And Colin McCarthy, who forced a fumble earlier, busted up that play. So it's going to be second and about a dozen.
Looked like good recognition on the part of Kyle Parker of that all-out blitz. Miami's going to come with all 3 linebackers and just didn't call the right play. He saw it, he audibled, just didn't audible to the right play.
What is the right play in that situation normally? Is there a rule?
Well, you love to get a wide receiver screen, take advantage of it and rushing up the field, or block them all up and throw the ball down the field.
Instead, it's a dump off. Ellington breaks one tackle, breaks another, gets hit hard, and held up short of the first down. But instead of second and long or third and long, it's going to be third down and about a yard, maybe 2. And that's McCarthy not getting up right away for the Hurricanes.
You're going to see Ellington come out of the backfield. He's checking his protection. He's a little check down. And right there, Daryl Sharpton, normally a sure tackler, misses a tackle. And I tell you what, there isn't much drop-off. As you said, Dave, when Spiller comes out of the game. And I'd get him a break, too, if I knew Ellington would come in and break 2 tackles.
Oh, yeah, McCarthy helmet-to-helmet contact that time. And he the worst for it, unfortunately. Junior from Clearwater, Florida. He is up. Happy to see that. Where's that number that was made famous by Dan Morgan in his days as a Hurricanes linebacker. 9 straight completions for Kyle Parker. Third down and a full 2. Ford in motion. That's going to be a first down to the Miami 28-yard line. The catch made by Dwayne Allen, the redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Telemac on the stop.
And Billy Napier and Kyle Parker are going to continue to take this tight end over the middle play. I mean, Miami is playing man coverage on the outside with the receivers and leaving the tight end all alone in the middle of the football field. They're just going to continue to keep taking it.
And they go back to Spiller. His rest is over. He gets hit at the 25-yard line for a gain of 3. Raymond Buchanan on the stop. Well, take a look at what Kyle Parker has done in this game. And in this second half, he has been sharp. Hit 10 passes in a row now.
Well, I've been really impressed with the way that Kyle Parker has played in this football game. You know, he came into the game only completing 49% of his passes, but second half, he hasn't missed.
Well, he'll go up after that. Wide open, nobody there, and they can't complete it to Ellington. And you saw the Miami defender put his arms out like, how did that happen? Randy Phillips in shock that Ellington was that open.
That was the old trick 'em. After the last play, Adrian Ellington He goes, sprints off the field. Now he comes on the field at the top of the screen up here. You can barely see him. It's the old trick 'em play. Act like you're going off the field. And he's wide open, and they just don't convert. Oh, my goodness.
And the officials calling time.
That last play, C.J. Spiller runs the ball, gets tackled, and Ellington pops up, runs, sprints off the field, but doesn't go all the way off, just stays on the sideline. Then they snap the next play, and he's running down the field. Nobody saw him.
Very deceptive. I mean, you can barely tell him among the players that are on the bench, which, of course, is the idea.
So here he is, right here. You're going to see him start sprinting off the field. There he goes. He's not going to go all the way. He's going to stop right there. There he goes. He stops right there.
We're going to determine the correct spot of the ball. It's third down.
Look at him. He's doing a great acting job, acting like he's just put his hand on his hip. The coach is standing next to him. The official waves him off.
Yep.
Then they snap the football. He doesn't move. Wow.
And the referee, they're going to replay to check the spot of the football. Now, considering that was an incomplete pass, the ball shouldn't have moved.
Yep.
That's Michael Barrow, by the way, who had some very distinguished years. A coach right there in the middle of that troika, playing linebacker for the Hurricanes. Randy Shannon, also linebacker for the Hurricanes. My question is, was this legal?
Well, it was legal as long as Ellington was on the line of scrimmage. Well, no, he doesn't have to be on the line of scrimmage. Here's the tight end. Here's the receiver, and you can be off the line of scrimmage because he's already covered up right here with the tight end. So this is a legal formation.
Okay, because the official obviously was right there, and if he had spotted something funky, he would have thrown his flag.
Out of the ball should be the 25.5-yard line. Third down.
You know, you work on that all week. If you're Dabo Sweeney, you're working on that play all week. You got something. You're like a kid at the candy store. You know you got this in your back pocket. It's going to work great. And I tell you, as he was over there and nobody came to cover Ellington, I know that Coach Sweeney was over there. Just snap the ball. Hurry up. Snap the ball. Snap the ball. Oh, my gosh, you're going to catch it. And then they drop it. And Billy Napier, creative ways to get these guys the football. You can't explain how much excitement there is for these guys to have these plays work, and then to drop it, it just lets the air out of the balloon.
After the drop, the ball had been misspot to the 28-yard line, and is now where it ought to be on 3rd down and 7. The Canes blitz. Clemson, what a move. And wait a minute, hold on. We have knee could have been down. Terrence Ash, or is there a whistle before the play even started? That's what it is.
Miami called timeout. Second charge, timeout.
Well, he just pointed to Clemson, but he verbally said Miami.
Miami.
There we go. Now he cleaned up that. So Randy Shannon was out on the field quite a ways before that snap, and obviously didn't like his personnel. So quite a wild third quarter this has been. Matt Weiner, you are in the Times Square studio. What's up? Here, Brian, you can use mine. I'll save you the text fees if you'd like. Had a chance to watch NaVorro Bowman a couple of weeks ago, and he is a spectacular player with a very bright future ahead of him.
I'm glad you brought that up. Now Matt Weiner's going to give me a hard time every time Michigan's losing.
Yeah, you're probably right. 6 lead changes today for these two young coaches. Dabo Sweeney on your left, Randy Shannon on the right. So Miami, this is something to put in your back pocket, folks, with basically almost 16 full minutes of football left. Miami only has 1 timeout remaining in this game.
Remember early in this football game, Clemson had some 3rd and 7+, and Miami got no rush on the passer. We'll see if they try to bring a blitz here and get some pressure on Kyle Parker.
9th play of the drive. Ford goes in motion. Pressure coming again. Parker stays cool, and it is knocked away. Coverage that time by Brandon Harris on the middle of the field. So that'll bring out Richard Jackson. They're trying to get it to Xavier Dye. Jackson, the Clemson field goal kicker.
Great job by Harris covering Xavier Dye. Good protection. Got a little bit of a rush from Robinson, but buys some time and gives Xavier Dye an opportunity, but a great play by Brandon Harris right there to knock that football away and force a field goal.
Jackson has missed one today. This would be from 43. He is 15 of 21 on the year. This to tie. Perfect. Well, that seems appropriate when we have 6 lead changes to get knotted up at 24 with 44 seconds remaining in our third quarter. And one thing Clemson has been able to do is kick the ball deep enough to prevent people like Greg Cooper, who's a great kick returner for the Hurricanes, to do anything with it. Well, tonight on Saturday Night Football, ABC delivers 2 must-win games. Most of the nation will see number 3 Texas in a critical conference showdown when they hit the road to face the Missouri Tigers. Can Colt McCoy and the Longhorns keep rolling towards a spot in the BCS title game? And by the way, the rest of the nation's got a nice game. Oregon State taking on the number 7 ranked USC Trojans. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC at 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific. By the way, for Texas, while Colt McCoy gets much of the publicity, and a lot of it deserved, how about the season that Jordan Shipley has had so far for the Longhorns? Somebody put him in some of those weekend Heisman polls, huh?
He's been outstanding for the Longhorns. One of those guys, kind of, you wonder if you decide to kick to him, punt to him, or just give up 20, 30 yards of field position and play defense. You know, if I had Texas defense, I might do that.
So doing the outstanding work on kickoffs has been Spencer Benton. He has blasted some kicks deep. He hit one into the photographer well behind the goalposts. This one he didn't hammer all the way, though. And yeah, he did. Boy, he got a big carry on that. That didn't look like it was going to make it all the way to the goal line, but it did. Well, of course, you know, this is Landshark Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins, home of the Florida Marlins. This used to be the home of the Miami Hurricanes and the Miami Dolphins. That Orange Bowl is gone. There's not a stitch left of it. And instead, what's going up right now is the new home for the Florida Marlins in the exact same spot. And, of course, you went to games there as a kid. The Orange Bowl had to mean a lot to you.
I remember in the end zone, they had the Dolphin, Flipper. Whenever Miami Dolphins would score a touchdown, Flipper would come out, they'd throw the football in the pool, and he'd play with the football. And a lot of great memories of the Orange Bowl, all the national championships from the Miami Hurricanes through the years, and some really unbelievable Miami Dolphin football.
And some players here in that Ring of Honor. Quite a place to watch a game. Miami goes to trick, and it is wiped out. A loss all the way back to the 5. They gave it to Travis Benjamin, and the play was destroyed. Andre Branch came up to make that stop.
Andre Branch was not fooled on this reverse. His responsibility is contained, and he comes up the field. He sees it coming. Now you read it and recognize it. Now the tough part is trying to make a tackle on a 185-pound wide receiver. If you're a defensive end, that's not easy to do all the time, but he did a great job there.
That's a 14-yard loss. And we have whistles, and everything has been stopped again. I think that's a clock management issue. Yeah, they correctly reset the play clock. Now we're ready to go. And Miami might just as well end the quarter right here. Well, it seems very appropriate. 6 lead changes, 3 quarters. And we haven't decided a single thing yet. We're knotted up in a game between Miami trying to hold their position in the top 10 in the B.
I may be in my pajamas right now, but I'm not going to bed. I'm going to college online to get a degree. Education Connection will connect you to the right online college for free. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com.
Thursday, X Games 16 kicks off live from LA. Moto superstar Travis Pastrana returns to freestyle as he takes on Blake Williams and Nate Adams in his first of a record-setting 5 events. Then, eyeing a three-peat, Josh Hansen's the man to beat when the starting gate drops for Super X. Plus, the high-flying action of Skate Big Air. Nobody sees X before it happens at X. X Games 16 starts Thursday at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free 1-888-888-3231 or go to freemesobook.com.
There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-888-888-3231.
I'd sure love to stay in my home and remain independent.
Is a reverse mortgage right for you? With a reverse mortgage, a lender uses the equity in your home to pay you. You can receive your money monthly, as a lump sum, or as a line of credit. Get the facts. Call Financial Freedom and get a free video that explains everything about reverse mortgages. There's no obligation. Your new life is waiting.
Call 1-800-422-1254. That's 1-800-422-1254.
Well, there you go. A quiet first quarter and anything but in quarters 2 and 3. No reason to think the fourth will be any different than the last two, but Miami begins in a very awkward position here to start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 24 at their own 6. And they'll go to Cooper. Oh, he lowered the shoulder there and delivered a bit of a blow and gets it across the 15 to the 16-yard line for a gain of 10. Sadat Chambers absorbed that hit and helped make the tackle.
Well, Craig Cooper just shows you his speed and explosiveness, but also his power to finish this run, get him on the edge.
That's a tough way to get in the tackle column in the stat sheet. Cooper, 80 yards and 13 carries. Still 3rd and very long, though. And that is a first down for Miami. The first catch for LaRon Byrd. The Hurricanes have converted 8 third downs so far today.
It's great protection by that Miami offensive line, giving Ja'Cory Harris all the time he needs to step into this throw and put it on target to LaRon Byrd. And LaRon Byrd does a good job with physical, going up to the football, catching it with his hands. Big first down to get out of a hole for the Hurricanes.
Byrd becomes the 8th different Hurricane to catch a pass today. Himself out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Javaris James hasn't carried the ball much, but he has made his biggest play of the evening. 44 yards.
Well, welcome to the football game, Javaris James. He's going to come right up the middle. Missed right there. Missed tackle by May, the middle linebacker. And once you split that seam and get to the second level, he's off to the races. But he's the cousin of Edgerrin James.
Same number. Just the second carry for Javaris James today. His average isn't bad. Cooper back in. And Clemson was waiting. DeAndre McDaniel slowed him down. And no gain on the play. He kind of held on and waited for help, and he got plenty of it, including Brandon May, the middle linebacker for the Tigers.
Well, and give credit to Mark Whipple. He has stuck with this running game. You know, Miami throughout this season has been making a living throwing the football. In this game early in the first half, they really pound the football, and now you're seeing the benefits of doing that early in the game, wearing down this Clemson defensive line and creating some seams for their backs in the second half.
Clemson gives up 122 yards on the ground coming into the game, but 158 for Miami unofficially. Cooper again. Now one block from Fox, but could not get to the edge. Shoved out of bounds by the safety, Gilchrist. Again, no gain. Sets up 3rd down and 10 for Ja'Cory Harris and the Hurricanes offense. Certainly well within Bosher's field goal range if Miami needs to go in that direction. And the Canes will take Cooper out of the game and fullback Mike James as well. So we might see an empty backfield look here because Byrd has come back in at receiver. Is Miami calling their final timeout? They are. Well, Mark Whipple has had some confusion on that sidelines today from his coordinator position, and he and his quarterback do not have another timeout the rest of the game.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
A message for parents and grandparents.
Aren't they amazing? Yeah. I gotta start thinking about kindergarten to college fund.
Relax. First, get them a Grow Up plan. Gerber Life can help give your baby a good financial start with $10,000 in whole life insurance. It's easy and costs just pennies a day.
The Grow Up plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost.
Call 1-800-672-1304. Call now.
Do you have an idea for an invention or a new product? Bill Schaefer, co-inventor of the Splash Wash, did. He came up with the idea while watching his children play. InventHelp submitted his idea to Whammo, makers of toys like the Frisbee and the hula hoop. Hi, I'm Clarence McGee, the sales director of InventHelp. To find out how we can help you try to submit your idea to companies, call for your free information. Bill Schaefer made a financial gain with his invention. Bill's experience is not typical, and most inventions are not successful.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-635-2004.
So Miami used their third and final timeout. They have had a balanced approach today. Can't quite say the same for Clemson, where some of those rushing yards lost on quarterback sacks. Third down and 10 for Miami. 8 of 11 so far today on third downs. Pressure for Harris, and he's sacked. There he is, the bandit end, Ricky Sapp, his fourth sack of the season, and that's going to be a long field goal here for Matt Bosher. And they're going to bring him out.
Now, this is the first time that we've called the Sapp's number today. It seems like both Bowers and Sapp have been neutralized quite a bit today by this Miami offensive line running the football. But he got in there on that one.
You see what Bosher has done so far today. His longest of the season was that 49-yarder. Can he get it 2 yards farther? At the distance. 27-24 Miami. That ball, you could hear it perhaps at home. That just exploded off the foot of Matt Bosher.
Excuse me, but weren't computers supposed to eliminate all the paper from our lives? If you're feeling buried by all the piles of paper in your home or office, maybe it's time you traded in the old filing cabinet for a new office assistant. Well, meet the Neat Desk Scanner and Organizer, the only scanner that actually thinks while it scans. With Neat Desk, all your important documents from business cards, receipts, insurance forms, just about any paper document can be scanned all at once and then recognized and organized with the NeatWorks software. Pretty neat, huh? But that's just the beginning. Neat Desk takes all the information that was locked in your filing cabinet and makes it easy to find and easy to use. So that box of receipts quickly becomes a manageable expense report so you can track your spending. That pile of business cards can go directly into your computer's contact list. Virtually any piece of paper, from medical records to recipes, automatically becomes a searchable document that you can find with just a simple keyword. Neat organizers can be both powerful and portable, with 2 models to choose from. So staying organized at home or on the road is now easier than ever. Neat organizers have been featured on Oprah's list of favorite things, the CBS Morning Show, the Martha Stewart Show, and countless other media outlets. So give us a call or go to tryneat.com and learn how you can try a Neat Organizer for 30 days absolutely free. That's right. For a limited time, we'll send you either our Neat Desk or our Neat Portable Organizer free for 30 days. We'll even refund the cost of all shipping and handling. That's how confident we are that you'll love your Neat Organizer.
Our tax accountant loves us now. I no longer have a bag of receipts. I have one button that I push and send all our tax forms to him within minutes.
So give us a call or go to tryneat.com for your free 30-day trial and say goodbye to all that paper with the Neat Desk scanner and organizer.
This telecast is presented in high definition on ESPNU HD by Comcast. ESPN's college football on ABC. Brought to you by Chevy and our award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. City never sleeps. And Dr. Pepper. Drink it slow. Doctor's orders.
In case you're wondering how Brian got to South Florida to call this game today, that's how he did it. Nice job there, Mr. Greasy.
That's my mothership.
Here's your score in time off the Bosher 51-yard field goal. Now, they have brought him in as kind of a kickoff specialist. Normally, Uribe does the kicking for Miami deep, but Bosher's done a good job keeping them short.
I think we're going to see another squib.
Well, they don't want to kick it to that guy. He's busted one already today for 90 yards. Or do they? From the 2. Yeah, he's got company this time. He's not getting away. Good job by the Hurricanes. Arthur Brown among the tacklers for Miami. All right, now this is interesting. The redshirt freshman quarterback Kyle Parker, two-sport athlete, so he knows pressure. Had a big game-winning hit in a college baseball regional a few months ago, so he understands what it's like to perform under pressure. But what about in this environment?
This is a great opportunity for Kyle Parker to grow up in this position as the starting quarterback in the ACC for Clemson. He's on the road in the fourth quarter, down by 3 points to Miami, who's 10th ranked in the BCS. He's played a good game. He's 17 of 24 with 2 touchdowns. Let's see what he can do here.
And good fake that time. The throw instead to Palmer for a first down and about, oh, look out. The ball's on the ground, so is the helmet. And Palmer got really nailed. Wow. The trainer is very quick, and the crowd was very excited about the fumble call. And they got a little silent when they saw what happened to Palmer. It looked like Randy Phillips with the hit.
I think it was Sharpton, number 50, the middle linebacker, and Palmer was in a vulnerable position up in the air, and you're going to see it right here's Palmer. He's going to come out and catch the football. Good job by Parker of negotiating the end, but right here he caught the ball, fighting for some extra yards, and Sharpton's going to come out of nowhere right there.
Yep, it was Phillips who flipped him.
And I don't think that's a fumble. He hits the ground and the ball comes out. But you just hope that he's all right because he's laying motionless on the field right now.
And it looks like this play is going to be looked at more in depth by the referee. Wow. The initial ruling is that it is a fumble. And there is the happiest sight all day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care who you're rooting for.
Scary hit.
Oh, my goodness. Just to see the helmet popped off like you'd squeeze toothpaste.
Yeah, I think he comes down and his body hits the ground and forces the ball out. I think it was pretty clear on the replay. I think the officials got a little caught up watching the helicopter move and didn't see him hit the ground and the ball come out.
Palmer is
see it right here. Sharpton's going to come in like he's shot out of a cannon right here and just in a vulnerable spot. But he clearly has possession of the ball, and then it comes out when he hits the ground.
I'm amazed when you look back at that he could hang on to the ball after getting hit like that.
It's pretty amazing that you lose your helmet to keep the ball.
And you can see already his eyes just glazed over, and you certainly can't blame him for losing the ball on contact there. So we think that this will be overturned, and Clemson will get the football after about a 20-yard gain.
Turnovers have been a big part of this football game. Miami has 3 of them. Clemson has 2 of them. And a lot of football left to play here, and you just wonder, with all the momentum changes and the lead changes, if one of these teams will protect the football the rest of the way through this game, it'll give them a much better chance to win.
If the ruling stands, it'll be the third fumble.
After further review, the runner was down before he fumbled. Ball be placed at the 34-yard line. First down.
They're going to say he lost it at the 34. That would be a first down and a 19-yard gain. And Dabo Swinney, I'm not quite sure what he's unhappy about. He got the ruling he needed. But he may have lost his tight end for the remainder of the game. But that was clearly, I think we all saw, the correct call. That's Ford in motion. Looking in that direction, Parker under pressure, and he throws it toward about where Ford was, but there was no chance that was going to be a complete pass. Good pressure by Miami from Marcus Robinson, who has the fumble return for a touchdown on Miami's defense.
Great job, a little trickery there, but Colin McCarthy, the middle linebacker, and Sam Shields, they were waiting on Jacoby Ford on that play in the flat. They were not going to allow another one of those wheel route big plays by this Clemson offense.
Second and 10. Ellington is the tailback. Parker on the draw. And McCarthy really belted him in the back of the head. That might have lost a yard. Going to be third down and long, make it 11.
Well, Kyle Parker trying to do his Tim Tebow imitation where he leans back right here and acts like he's going to throw, but Colin McCarthy, the senior linebacker and captain for this Miami football team, was not fooled.
They empty out the backfield and watch for 28, C.J. Spiller in the pattern. That's Ford, however, number 6. Miami may have been offsides. Parker's in trouble.
Free play.
Yep. And he gets nailed at around the 40-yard line, but it looked like the Hurricanes were offsides. Marcus Robinson may have been guilty. And if that's the case, it'll be the 10th penalty on the Hurricanes.
Offside, defense, 5 yards previous spot. It's still third down.
That's the 4th encroachment penalty by the defensive line for the Hurricanes, and I just don't understand it. He's right here trying to get a rush, but you're taken away from your team's ability to succeed by being selfish and trying to get a jump and get a sack. That's not what this is about. You need to play team football. That's what Randy Shannon talks about constantly, and that means playing within the rules, and they're just not doing it now as a defensive front.
Boy, both teams are just shuffling around, trying to get settled into what formations they want to be comfortable in. Parker under a lot of pressure, just overthrew everybody. Felt the heat that time coming from Allen Bailey yet again, and also McConnor Regis. And so Clemson will have to punt with Dawson Zimmerman. His third punt of the day. The tension in this game is about as thick as the humidity here. It seemed like every snap is carrying a lot of weight in this final 10 minutes. Theron Collier awaiting for this. There's hang time again, Brian. That's a great kick out of bounds. Let's see where they finally spot this. And it will be at the 15-yard line. So let's take a look at where the BCS is right now. By the way, on our ESPN family of networks on ESPN tonight, you get to see the Gators take on Mississippi State. Alabama in front. Texas tonight on our many of the ABC stations around the country. Boise has the long journey. And this drive to the national championship, we take a look all the way to the bottom. Cincinnati has already moved on. But here's what our BCS expert Brad Edwards has to say about what the Canes have to do to get another national championship.
I think you need a doctorate to figure this out, but number one is they got to win the ACC championship. Several teams have to lose: Texas, Cincinnati, Iowa, and a couple other things have to happen for the Hurricanes to get there.
And Harris intercepted. And into the end zone. Did he make it? He did. Touchdown, DeAndre McDaniel, 7th pick of the season and 2nd of the game, and Clemson has taken the lead.
DeAndre McDaniel is always around the football, and when the football comes in his area, he catches it. But this situation and decision by Ja'Cory Harris makes you scratch your head, and he's got plenty of time. He's going to try to hit Aldarius Thompson right there and just does not see McDaniel, and that's an easy play, probably the easiest interception McDaniel has ever had. But as a quarterback, you have to be able to see the field, and Ja'Cory Harris just didn't see it there.
The PAT is good, and stunned silence in Miami, save for a few Clemson fans who are celebrating the DeAndre McDaniel touchdown.
There he is. He just steps right in front.
And if you are just joining us, you just seen DeAndre McDaniel, 2nd interception of the game, and he houses this one from 23 yards out to give Clemson a 31-27 lead over the 10th-ranked team in the BCS, the Miami Hurricanes. This game has been like this since a scoreless first quarter. Crazy 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarters. Officially our 7th lead change.
And we mentioned earlier the turnovers are going to play a huge part in this, and Ja'Cory Harris, as soon as he let that football go, realized he had made that mistake, and DeAndre McDaniel made him pay. Huge momentum swing again in this football game, and this Clemson defense has risen to the occasion on the road.
Well, DeAndre McDaniel was in a 3-way tie for the nation's interception lead. He has now pulled ahead. 7 interceptions on the year for McDaniel.
And that's the 4th turnover for the Hurricanes in this game, and you're not going to win football games when you lose the turnover battle, especially when you're throwing interceptions at a return for touchdowns.
All right, now, Brian, what do you do if you're Ja'Cory Harris? You're going to get the ball right back. You've got to, much like a relief pitcher just gave up a long homer, you've got to forget it.
Well, you made a mistake, you know, and this team made him pay for it. But everything that has been billed about Ja'Cory Harris, and we talked to Randy Shannon, is that he's cool under pressure and that he never lets anything phase him. We'll see how he responds tonight.
There's Cooper at the 4. And Clemson with some pretty good kick coverage, but Cooper with some outstanding. He picked up about 9 additional yards despite being contained by the Clemson bubble. Well, ABC Comedy Wednesday is at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Modern Family is the #1 new comedy of the fall. All the critics in all of the country really can't stop laughing and talking about ABC's Modern Family Wednesday at 9, 8 Central on ABC Comedy Wednesday. But nobody's giggling in that group of fans right there for the Hurricanes. That's a grim-looking bunch of students right there.
Plenty of time in this football game, 9.5 minutes. They don't have any timeouts, but plenty of time, only down 4. Continue to rush the football and stick to the game plan.
Instead, Harris goes deep. He's got Benjamin past the defense. Caught to the 5. Touchdown, Miami.
Talk about resilience from your quarterback. That's a pretty good answer.
Lead change #8. This one covered 69 yards.
And this is speed on the part of Benjamin. He just runs right by Chris Chancellor. Ja'Cory Harris maintains his composure, puts the ball right on the money. And that's what we've heard about this kid. He is cool under pressure, and he will respond to situations, and he certainly did right there.
And Bosher straight down the center of the fairway with a PAT. Miami responds. What a play call by offensive coordinator Mark Whipple, and perfectly executed. Now, Clemson, it's your turn again.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to bed right now. I'm going to college. Thousands of people go to college in their pajamas every day. How is this possible? Because you can go to college online without leaving your home. Using your computer to get an online degree is really smart and easy. In fact, people with a degree on average earn $1 million more in their lifetime. So, how do you find a good online school? Well, get your computer and go online right now. Education Connection is a free service that connects hundreds of people each day to the best online colleges. And you don't want to pick the wrong online school. So, ladies, slip on your cute little fluffy slippers, and guys, cover up, please. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com. myschoolnow.com.
National Debt Report. If you have any type of debt, call now for a free debt report.
Are you knee-deep in debt? Do you have $10,000 or more in unsecured debt?
There are laws in place which may allow us to lower your debt up to 70%.
I was in debt up to here. I made one easy phone call and they cut my monthly payments in half. I'm finally debt-free.
Credit card bills, medical bills, repos, any type of unsecured debt.
This is your opportunity to be debt-free.
Take back control of your life. Become completely debt-free in months.
They set me up with an affordable payment plan. So instead of paying $700 per month, I now only pay $250. They made it so easy.
There are laws in place which may allow us to lower your debt up to 70%.
Call now. We can lower your payments today.
This opportunity will not last. If you have any type of debt, call now for a free debt report.
Call 1-800-231-2076.
Now, we would like to welcome those of you who have been watching Oklahoma and Kansas with Brian Greasy. I'm Dave Lamont on a humid South Florida evening. There is your score and time. And 8 lead changes in this game, Brian, and a spectacular catch by Travis Benjamin for the touchdown. But guess what? You might have to kick it to C.J. Spiller. He only averages about 40 yards per kickoff return and has a touchdown tonight of 90 yards.
This has been like a heavyweight fight, punch, counter punch, and both these teams have the ability to knock each other out, but they keep getting back up.
And they decide to swim it up. It'll be Ellington, but he's got good speed. Watch for him. And the Hurricanes wrap him up at about the 32-yard line. Well, here's the touchdown, Brian. How do you do it?
Yeah, and this is the fruits of your labor early in the game. Rushing the football, you're going to see the safety come down for Clemson in run support. Miami's been running the ball well. And you leave Travis Benjamin one-on-one on the outside with Chancellor off of play action. He just runs right by him, and Ja'Cory Harris lays it out for him. But this was set up by Miami rushing the football effectively in the first half. Good job by Mark Whipple with the balanced Miami offense.
So the redshirt freshman from Jacksonville, Kyle Parker, leads out his attack with C.J. Spiller at the tailback spot next to him. They go to Allen, the tight end, and he is dragged down outside the 35-yard line by the middle linebacker, Daryl Sharpton. Allen replacing Michael Palmer, who may not return after being knocked briefly silly in a violent collision a few minutes ago. And we are hearing from ESPN Radio's Joe Shad that Palmer is likely not to come back, and that's very understandable. If you saw the hit, you'd understand why he won't be back out there. Back on the ground, Spiller finds a hole. Look at that speed. That is world-class speed. Spiller with a cutback, and it's a race to the end zone. The defense has the angle on him, and Spiller will run out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. 48 yards. He'll take himself out of the game after that. You would too, right?
Big play after big play, and great vision on the part of C.J. Spiller right there. Another big play for him in this football game.
And we would like to welcome the audience from Penn State and Michigan to South Florida. There's your scoring time at the top of the screen. 8 lead changes so far. Parker goes back the other way. Look out. That could have been a disaster. DeMarcus Van Dyke. Another Miamian on the stop. A loss of 5, but before that play was this one from C.J. Spiller.
Great vision by Spiller on this play. Cuts it back, gets through the first line of defense, and then you see the speed and the elusiveness.
Spiller tonight with 2 touchdowns, including a kickoff return, a 56-yard reception. 303 all-purpose yards. That puts him over 6,300 for his career. Best in the ACC ever. Parker gets it off to Jamie Harper. And Harper inside the 10 and close to the first down marker. I think he got it.
Great effort by Harper. I think he did get it.
No, you know what? You take a closer look. It looked like he might have been out of bounds, about half a foot short. Yep. Boy, that was close. Alan Bailey drove him out.
Great job here. They continue to run the screen game. That's a really delayed screen right there. Still effective and good blocking downfield. You see Jacoby Ford there fighting tooth and nail to get every yard. In this football game, every yard's going to count.
And Miami with some late substitutions defensively. Once again, we're seeing this crazy scrambling going on. Miami does not have a timeout. Here's a big 3rd and 1. And Clemson will take a timeout. You may have seen at the very top of your screen, Dabo Swinney in that orange golf shirt just racing down there to get the first timeout called by Clemson. But I got to tell you, both teams seemed very disorganized right before that snap.
Yeah, it certainly did. And I think there were some late personnel changes. I think Dabo Swinney may have thought he had a first down with Harper and then finds out I don't have a first down. I got to get my jumbo personnel on the field so that I can get this 3rd and 1 conversion. And that's what led to the confusion.
Hard to imagine this game started 0-0, Brian. Back in the first quarter, end of the first quarter, we're thinking, well, it's going to be a defensive struggle. We've got 2 outstanding defenses, but this has just been one big play after another after another.
It's really been an exciting game ever since the start of the second quarter. Big plays back and forth, long yardage plays, punt return, kick returns, turnovers, a lot of young players out there. Opportunity now for Clemson to take a lead again.
And it seems like every time one of the 2 teams just gets belted to the deck with one of these big plays, they come right back, whether it's a kick return, whether it's a long pass, whether it's a big run, and get in position. What about Ja'Cory Harris? Well, he's done all right. Had a couple of bad throws, one that was returned for a touchdown. The very next pass is a 69-yard touchdown to Benjamin. So here you go, 3rd and about a yard for Clemson. They go to Harper, and he'll get it. So it's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5 for the Tigers. Jamie Harper could be the back in waiting, getting some playing time. He'll take over for Spiller next year, and Andre Ellington looks like he'll be a very capable player to go along with that.
Yeah, the future looks bright for the Clemson Tigers in the backfield with Harper, who's their bruiser, 6 feet, 230 pounds. He's their short yardage guy, and as we saw, Andre Ellington has gotten some snaps early in this game, too. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. Dabo Swinney likes both of those guys. Harper's in there now on the goal line.
Yeah, power formation with Deal, the fullback, in front of him in the eye. And, of course, out of that, they throw to the end zone, overthrown, and that pass could have almost been picked off by the safety, Phillips. They tried to go to the fullback, Deal, who does have 1 catch on the year, so they tried to go a little deception and didn't quite work.
I love the play call right there. You haven't thrown this pass, and Kyle Parker had Deal open in the flat, just did not get his feet set right there. You had an opportunity, not enough. There wasn't a rush in your face. Set your feet, throw the ball on target, and you had a touchdown.
All right, 2nd down and goal. See Parker's numbers at the top of your screen there. 7th play of the drive. On the ground, Spiller back in there. Miami jumps on him from behind. Did he lose the ball? No. Big fight for it, but the officials hold up 3 fingers, signifying 3rd down, no gain. Brandon Harris, you may have seen him, just rode him to the ground like a horse.
Good job by the Miami defense stringing out Spiller. You know, we're talking with John Love, the defensive coordinator. They wanted to make him dance. Didn't want to give him a crease. They wanted to make Spiller dance. And right there, he strung that out. It looked like that football came out, but he may have recovered it.
3rd down and 4. What do you like here?
This is an interesting situation for Dabo Swinney and this Clemson team. 3rd and 4. You're only down 3. You've got a field goal. We're going to take a timeout and talk about it, but you want to take a shot for the end zone, but you want your quarterback to be smart. You've got 3 points in your pocket.
And here's where the injury to Michael Palmer may play. He's been very steady tight end for this team. He's also a big body at 6'5", and he's not in the lineup after taking a serious hit early in the 4th quarter. So that option has been erased, although Dwayne Allen is a capable backup. Well, time for our Pacific Life game summary. And we know we've had a lot of folks join us in the last few minutes. And we like to call this our Many Happy Returns Pacific Life game summary. Starting with C.J. Spiller, a 90-yard kickoff return. So much debate about whether or not Miami would kick to him. Well, they did once, and it cost them big.
And right here, a bad decision on the part of Kyle Parker, and Marcus Robinson gets his chance to do a C.J. Spiller impersonation and take it to the house.
We have had just enormous plays. How about this return for a touchdown by DeAndre McDaniel? So 3 unexpected touchdowns in this game today. One by each defense. I don't know if I'd call a Spiller kickoff return unexpected, though, come to think of it. It's 3 on the year. All right, big call here. 3rd and 4, and Spiller's going to sit this one out. That's Ford in motion. Parker. Dart into the end zone. Picked off. Looks like Phillips came away with it. He did.
We talked about it. You got 3 points in your pocket. Take a chance, throw it in the end zone. A lot of congestion down here. And Randy Phillips sitting back there watching the quarterback's eyes. He's right here. He'll move over and watching the quarterback's eyes. He tries to force it there, and the risk reward, that's what we talk about. You've got the points in your pocket. If it's not there, throw it out of the back of the end zone and kick the field goal.
They did try to go to the tight end, Dwayne Allen. There's Dabo Swinney's reaction, and yeah.
Throw it out of the end zone right there.
There was a lot of orange in that end zone when he tried to dart that in there. Now, can Miami kill a little clock here? They don't have any timeouts. Clemson has 1. And the Clemson defense more than ready for that running play. Javaris James gains a couple. Ja'Cory Harris, his last 2 passes have both wound up in the end zone, Brian.
Yeah, one in the right end zone, one in the wrong end zone. But we talked about it, the resilience of Ja'Cory Harris. He comes back on the next play from scrimmage, throws a perfect strike down the field to Benjamin to get his team back on top. And they still have the lead in this football game. And now another challenge for Ja'Cory Harris. Can you run some time off the clock? Can you manage the game here? Can you use as much time in the huddle at the line of scrimmage and complete passes on 3rd down?
Hand off again. This is James, and he'll make it 3rd down. And still going. Another helmet comes flying off. An official is down back at the 36-yard line. The umpire fell. Boy, the hitting around here, everybody's getting popped.
Hard-hitting football game, and right here trying to run the ball up the middle with James. And now it sets up an interesting situation. 3rd and 3. Ja'Cory Harris, your assignment now is to make first downs, burn time off the clock, possess the football, and the conversion here is critical for them.
How about Miami's 75% conversion rate today, or almost 75%? And from 8 out of 12, they're going to go to 8 out of 13. Not going to do it.
Interesting call there. Run the ball up the middle and come up short. Take the ball out of your best player on offense, his hands. Ja'Cory Harris, don't allow him to try to convert. Interesting on the part of the coaching staff for the Hurricanes.
So out comes the kicker and the punter. Matt Bosher handles both duties. And by the way, kicking to this duo down there, Spiller and Ford. That's no fun. Spiller and Ford have each returned a punt for a touchdown this year. Now, Wake Forest last week kicked every punt, if they could, out of bounds. These guys didn't get a punt return last week. A lot of pressure up the middle, and it's a good kick. Ford, fair catch. And Clemson will have the football at around the 34-yard line with one timeout. Everybody exhale. Everybody inhale. We'll be back with it's going to be a wild finish.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is having a snowball fight with pitching great Randy Johnson a bad idea?
Sorry, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you just winged me.
Think anybody's gonna notice that?
Yeah, probably. Maybe we should just go sledding.
Yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
You might have beaten me to Bristol, but there ain't no way you get to Dago for me.
Driving mighty slow to be talking like that.
Yeah? Well, do me a favor. Let me know how my taillights are working.
See you at the track. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound and
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free 1-888-888-3231 or go to freemesobook.com.
There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-888-888-3231.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Attention, Yasmin, Yaz, and Acela users. Yasmin, Yaz, and Acela oral contraceptive drugs have been reported to cause adverse side effects such as blood clots, stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, liver damage, gallbladder disease, or even death. If you or a loved one took Yasmin, Yaz, or Acela and suffered from any of the injuries listed on the screen, you may be entitled to compensation.
Call 1-800-781-5314 for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 1-800-781-5314.
While we were away, the officials moved the ball 5 yards in Clemson's favor after an illegal motion penalty on Miami. It was a late call. So it's at the 40-yard line now for the Tigers, as you see a school record today with a remarkable senior from Lake Butler, Florida, C.J. Spiller. The only thing he hasn't done is throw a pass, and I wouldn't rule that out.
And I think it's pretty safe to say that he will eclipse the 7,000-yard mark at some point this season if he stays healthy, and he'll be joining rarefied air at that point.
But he's not on the field right now. Fake and a screen. Good patience that time, shown by Kyle Parker. That's close to the first down marker. They go to Dwayne Allen, Daryl Sharpton on the stop.
And it seems as though Clemson is content to use the screen as their primary source of offense. It seems like every other play has been a screen to a tight end or one of these backs. And credit them for finding creative ways to get these guys the football in space.
Now Spiller's back in the game and Miami's ready. Josh Holmes, number 92, stopped him. May have lost a foot or two. Let's point out that Clemson has an excellent kicker in Richard Jackson, who has gone over 50 yards in his career more than once. That means they've got to get to around Miami 35 to start thinking about a field goal. And the weather conditions here, not a problem. Virtually no breeze. He's 1 for 2 today. A first down and a little bit extra tacked on into Miami territory as we go to our Times Square studio and a word with Matt Weiner. All right, thank you, Matt. Under 2 minutes now. Parker on the draw. This play hasn't worked very well for Clemson today, and it doesn't there. Joe Joseph makes sure. Little bit of yardage there, but you look at that clock. You look only one yellow timeout slash left for Clemson here.
Yeah, and I think they're content to use all of that clock, go down and kick a field goal or score a touchdown, and not give the ball back to Ja'Cory Harris in this Miami offense. But
a little more imagination there might help, though. That's not in field goal range, 61 yards from there. They'll try to run wide on Miami. Spiller. And the Canes don't let him get to the 40-yard line. He's a little shy of there. Brandon Harris coming up from his corner position. That's a gain of 3. Stops the clock with 1:14 to go. But now here is a third and about, looks like maybe 6.
Yeah. This is the time where you separate yourself as a quarterback. 3rd and 6. 3rd and 5.5. Maybe use a hard count here to get him to jump off sides. They've got 4 offsides penalties already this game.
They clear Spiller out to the slot. Spiller to the middle. He's got it. And he looks like he has the first down at the 35-yard line. That does put him in Richard Jackson's field goal range. The clock starting quickly and then stopping quickly. The officials
They're going to measure.
Yes, they are. That's an interesting spot. I don't know about this spot at all here, Brian.
This is a great look at the versatility of Spiller right here. Out of the backfield, running a little Texas route. He goes out and then back in. Looks like he may be short right there. It'll be an interesting decision for Dabo Swinney if he does come up a little bit short.
Great tackle by Chavez Grant to keep him from reaching that 35, and there you go. Well, all right, you go for the 53-yard field goal attempt, which is your kicker's longest, or do you say, you know what? And there you see, you can read his lips. Go for it.
No doubt in Dabo's mind right there. He's got a tremendous field goal kicker, but that's a long way to put the hopes of your team on 53 yards. They've been running the football a little bit better here in the second half, and they've got a pounder, a bruiser in Harper, 230 pounds. Just converted on a 3rd and 2 earlier in this drive. I think he feels good about the chances with him running the football.
For the first down, he has it. Picked up an extra yard to the 34. Stops the clock. 49 seconds to go. And C.J. Spiller again taking a break, as he has done several times in this quarter.
To get up to the line of scrimmage and snap this football. When they mark it, clock will run once it's marked.
Wide open in the middle of the field. Now they're definitely in field goal range at the 20-yard line. Terrence Ash with a catch.
Nice job by Kyle Parker right here, standing in the pocket and taking a hit and delivering the football on target to Ash, who does a good job getting upfield.
How does Parker make any sense out of all those wild gestures by the coach? 300 yards for Parker in the air. Miami blitzing. To the 15, still going as Harper, he gets it down to the 12, and now for Jackson, this is basically a chip shot field goal. I agree, they've got to call it.
Take the timeout.
Oh, I see. They're going to bleed it down to the end here.
They're playing for overtime, not for the win. Now they take a timeout. They lost about 9 or 8 seconds there. I don't understand that. You got to take the timeout so you can then take a shot at the end zone to win the football game.
Well, with 7 seconds to go, do they send out the kicker and go for the overtime tie? We'll all find out together.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
Have you ever had an idea for an invention or a new product? Bill Schaefer, one of the inventors of Whammo's new splash wash, did. He came up with an idea while watching his children play one hot summer afternoon. Bill invented a car wash for kids. Ride through it, run through it. InventHelp submitted the splash wash to Whammo, the makers of childhood favorites like the Frisbee, the hula hoop, the slip and slide. Hi, I'm Clarence McGee, the sales director of InventHelp. If you have an invention that you'd like to try to patent and submit to corporations and want free information that explains how InventHelp may be able to assist you, call now. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call InventHelp today for your free information. Bill Schaefer made a financial gain on the splash wash. However, most inventions are not successful, and Bill's experience is not typical of what inventors can expect.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-635-2004. That's 1-800-635-2004.
Richard Jackson is about to try a 30-yard field goal that could potentially send this game to overtime with 9 seconds remaining. There you go. 5 seconds left. I believe the last 2 times these schools have met on the gridiron, those games have gone to overtime.
3 overtimes the last time they played here in Miami, and the Hurricanes end up coming out victorious. But interesting development at the end of this game here for Clemson. They have this running play. Off tackle. He's going to get up. Got about 19 seconds when he goes down. Now, if you call a timeout there, you got 20 seconds left. You can take 2 shots into the end zone, but you see Dabo saying, clock it. He may have thought they had a first down. Now he realizes, oh my goodness, I need to get this thing stopped, and calls timeout. But they lose 13 seconds right there on second down. If they call a timeout when he was down, they could throw 2 shots into the end zone to win the football game. Clock management at the end of this game cost the Tigers right there. Thankfully, they get the field goal.
Now, Miami has an outstanding kick returner in Cooper. Not sure that Clemson would dare kick it deep and risk Cooper busting a return. He's got good speed, of course. I think you just sort of bunt this thing along the ground and have somebody fall on it, and we'll go play some extra football. But you know what? It seems appropriate that this game winds up going to an extra period.
Yeah, I'm not ready to leave. Are you?
No, I'm fine. I'm right where I want to be. And hopefully you are at home as well.
Can't even get up to the fridge to get a drink at this game. You'll miss something.
Oh, you can't. All right, let's see how Miami plays this. Sometimes we get 15 laterals. It would help if you had the football. All right, regulation time is over. Boy, they better be very careful. Just at that point, you might as well just fall down, and we will go to overtime.
Can we take a breath now?
Not for long. No oxygen in the booth. We don't have time for that.
Well, there's no kick or punt returns in overtime.
And that may hurt Clemson.
I think Randy Shannon's happy about the rule in college football not to kick off.
ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC will return with overtime after this word from our ABC stations.
I may be in my pajamas right now, but I'm not going to bed. I'm going to college online to get a degree. Education Connection will connect you to the right online college for free. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com.
Wednesday, the MLS All-Star Game gains new significance as one of the most celebrated club teams in the world, Manchester United, comes to Houston to take on the MLS All-Stars. See how U.S. star Landon Donovan and the best in MLS stack up against one of the world's most dominant teams. The 2010 AT&T MLS All-Star Game presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, Wednesday at 8:30 on ESPN2.
You get job benefits,
company benefits, even card member benefits. But did you know DirecTV comes with benefits too?
I get instant updates sent to my phone about free offers and exclusive DirecTV content. I joined them on Facebook and I follow them on Twitter.
I use the customer info channel to master my remote and unleash the power of my DVR, all by going to Channel 1.
You've got the benefits of the best TV. DirecTV.
Change the way you feel about moving with one call to DirecTV. Then experience our award-winning customer satisfaction, including free professional installation at your new home, a free DVR or HD receiver upgrade. Plus, ask about getting 21 of the best movie channels free for 3 months. It all adds up to over $200 in additional savings. The 5-Star Movers Connection. Compliments of DirecTV.
Even the students are tired, and why not? We're going to overtime with Brian Greasy. I'm Dave Lamont, Landshark Stadium in Miami, where this ACC, what has turned into an epic battle between a top 10 BCS contender, Randy Shannon's Hurricanes on the left, and Dabo Sweeney's Clemson Tigers, who came into the game 2-2 in the ACC and 3-3 overall. Here are your overtime rules. They're about to do the coin toss right now. You'll have to worry about big clock management, play clock management, yes. And of course, the cool rule at the bottom is if you get to a third overtime, you get no more easy one-point DATs.
And I think in this overtime, the advantage goes to the team that can rush the football. And tonight it's been Miami, surprisingly, that has rushed the football better than the Tigers.
Choices, offense, defense, which end of the field you want to play on. You win it and say you want to go on offense, you got defense, you got to say we want to play on this end.
They look a little gassed. It's been a long game for those guys.
All right, both teams have not used a challenge, so you still have a challenge left, okay? We have a 40-second clock and no game clock, right? It's regular football, man. All right, Clemson, you're the visitors. Let's flip the coin. What we call it? We call it heads. Heads. It's going heads. Helm in his hands. Come on, let it hit the ground, man. Call heads, right?
That's all.
Yeah. That's all.
Clemson will take the ball. So while we get everybody set up, let's go to our Times Square studio and Matt Weiner. Matt?
5-yard line. First down.
Well, Clemson won the toss, and I mistakenly thought that they would take the ball, but they have decided they'll play a little defense first and let Miami get the ball. That gives Spiller a little bit more time to rest also, but they're going to go with the strategy. We want to see what you do to find out what we have to do. Not a bad idea.
No, that's the way you want it. I guess you want to know exactly what it is you have to accomplish to win the football game. So
it's kind of like in golf. You get to one of those sudden death playoffs. Do you hit the first drive down the fairway? Do you make the other guy do it and put the heat on him to see if he can find the fairway or not?
Well, do you like the pressure or not?
I do.
Okay. Let's see if Jacory Harris likes it.
I think we know the answer to that. We're on the stretch play. Well, this may work really well for Miami. Cooper gets it down to about the 6-yard line, a 19-yard pickup.
We said at the start of overtime, whatever team can rush the football, especially in the red zone, and right here, Greg Cooper gets to the edge. These defenses have been on the field a long time, a little bit winded, and if you can rush the football in overtime, you have a distinct advantage.
Miami 176 rushing yards. 6 more will get him in the end zone. They go to James, and he's out of bounds inside the 5. Well, Miami making this look pretty easy here after 2 plays.
Well, and you see this Clemson defense. I mean, they came in, they got a lot of pride, come in, second-ranked defense in the ACC. Some big guys up front, Thompson and Jenkins. They had about 85, 90 snaps in this football game in the hot, humid weather here in South Florida. It takes its toll, and their hands on hips means I'm tired, all 3 of them. And they've got to come up with some energy right now and get a stop and force a field goal.
Cooper, and this time they found the energy to contain him. What a fine play defensively. McDaniel finished him off, but there was great pressure from Daquan Bowers to help McDaniel out.
Yeah, we haven't called Bowers' name much tonight. He's been neutralized by this offensive line, but did a good job of forcing that ball outside and allowing DeAndre McDaniel to come up and make the play. Big 3rd and 5 right here for the Hurricanes. We'll see. Same situation that Kyle Parker was in at the end of the game. Jacory Harris is in now. You've got 3 points. Don't try to force the ball in the end zone. If it's not there, you got to throw it out the back of the end zone and allow yourself to kick a field goal.
Well, Clemson, after giving up 19 on the first, their defense is stiffened. Harris incomplete, almost intercepted. And now the Hurricanes will send the kicker, Matt Bosher, out, trying to get it to Travaris Johnson, and they couldn't do it.
Wow, that was dangerous, and I don't think that that's how he wanted to throw that football. First man was covered, second guy was covered, and then he's looking to make a play. If you're going to throw that ball away, throw it up in the stands. Give your coach a heart attack on the sideline.
All right, you see what Bosher has done so far. This will give the Hurricanes the advantage at the moment. And wait a minute. Flags litter the field. The crowd sounds excited. Let's see what the call is. Now, if it's offsides, you take the points off the board here. I don't think you do you?
They have the distance to the. No, you kick it again.
And you see Randy Shannon, no first down, right? No first down, he said.
Offside on the nose guard on the defense. Penalty will be declined. The field goal is good.
And that's the safe and prudent route. Make your points, and maybe your defense can make a stop.
Well, the strategy at the outset, the coin toss, works for Dabo Swinney. Now he knows exactly what he needs to do to win this football game, and if he can't accomplish that, he'll kick the field goal.
Well, think about it. After the 19-yard run, you had to think Miami was going in. I'm sure, maybe even the Clemson staff thought, uh-oh, we may have made a mistake here, but instead their defense developed a little backbone and almost got an interception that would have kept Miami off the board. All right, how's the BCS doing today? Well, Florida plays very shortly in Mississippi State. They're number 1. Alabama had a tough game, but did pull it out, as you heard Matt tell you, against Tennessee. So far, no upsets in the BCS, and the number 10 team leads and is now relying on their defense to stay alive. Iowa just getting going with Michigan State.
Yeah, I'm interested in that Iowa game at Michigan State. That could be a trap for the Hawkeyes.
Fake to Spiller, who stays in the block, and Parker in big trouble, just gets rid of it. Well, he didn't bother with Spiller that time. Marcus Robinson, who has a fumble return for a touchdown in this game, provided the pressure.
Yeah, there's some miscommunication there on the offense for Clemson. They've run this play several times where Spiller has gotten out into the flat, and Parker just dumps it to him, but Spiller didn't get out in that route. There was nowhere for Parker to go with the ball. He smartly threw it in the stands.
Now, the hand off to Spiller here. You do. But they've got him boxed up. No gain. May have even lost a yard. Taking out the chains, taking out the people holding the chains. Allen Bailey in there again. He might have been the best defensive player for the Hurricanes today. And Daryl Sharpton is also there now. 3rd down and 10. And all those gestures mean something to Kyle Parker.
Well, and he's got to be smart here. He's got, right now it's a 45-yard field goal. It'd be nice to get 5 or 6 more yards.
Actually, it's 3rd and 11. They lost a yard on that play. To the middle, caught Ford into the end zone. Clemson wins. Well, Jacoby Ford, a playmaker. And how about the redshirt freshman Kyle Parker kept his poise. Great protection, too, by the offensive line, and he drilled that to Ford.
Perfect pass to Ford, and give credit to this Clemson team to come in here into Miami in this hostile environment and get the upset. And that man right there, Kyle Parker, is the happiest man in the stadium. He stood in and fired there, and you'll see it right here on third down. Miami's had trouble getting pressure, and he stands in, delivers. Tight window, and Ford does a great job of getting into the end zone. Big win for this Clemson team, and you saw this kid grow up tonight.
Now, how about the numbers on Parker? Brian, 25 of 37, 326 yards, and the game-winning touchdown against the team that was the number 10 team in the BCS standings.